What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 587. Episode number 587 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is July 2nd, 2018. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to ask everybody that's listening to my broadcast right now to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live once again every Monday and Wednesday and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is, once again, I love being independent. Here we go. Ghost.report. Okay, it's as simple as that. Type that in your browser. Add to your favorites. Add to your bookmarks. Ghost.report is the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And once again, if you have not done so, please follow me on my only social media representation on the internet, and that's on Gab, folks. That's on Gab. You can get to Gab at gab.ai. Once again, type that in your browser, gab.ai, and you can follow me on that social media. And remember, Gab is the last bastion of freedom of speech on the internet today, so if you don't have yourself a damn account at Gab, well then by God, get yourself one. It's free. Last bastion of freedom of speech. You can follow me on Gab under the name Politics Ghost, okay? All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. And what's going on, everybody, in the True Capitalist Radio chat room? Cheers to everybody in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, and cheers to everybody in the inner circle. By the way, if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room and be chilling in here with us during the show, if you want to be chilling with us after the show, if you want to be doing whatever, just come kick back with us. It's as easy as this. All you've got to do is go to my Gab account right now. Check out my Gab! Look at my Gab! Check out my Gab account right now and click the subscribe button for premium content, all right? Click the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, go ahead and give me a private message on Gab under the name Politics Ghost once again, and let me know. Once you give me a private message and you've subscribed, let me know what your Discord chat name is. All right? Private message me. Let me know what your Discord chat name is, and I will give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. What's going on, folks? Anyway, listen. I hope you all had a good weekend. I had a pretty decent weekend. I decided after that Friday broadcast, I was a little jaded, decided to go take a vacay. Went out to the coasts. You know, don't want to tell you which coast it is, but decided to listen to some of that ocean. You know, there's something hypnotic about just going into the ocean. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't go into the ocean. I'm afraid that I'm going to get one of those flesh-eating bacteria that's going to eat off my feet or leg or something. So what I basically do is I just kind of kick back on the beach, and I usually get a place that's by the beach that's private. You know, you can barbecue right there, see the ocean, kick back on some kind of nice, comfortable beach chair. You know, make sure you have an umbrella so you don't get your ass sunburned to death. And just listening to the melodic sounds of the ocean and the breezes and the seagulls and it's just something about it. Anyway, I'm well rested now. I have recharged my batteries. And not to mention, I also wanted to make a point that I was eating a lot of chicken previous to Friday. I want you all to realize that if you're a man and you eat a lot of chicken, I would strongly advise against that, because there's a lot of hormones in chicken, especially white meat. You know what I mean? I love white meat chicken. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's juicy, it's great. There's a lot of hormones in white meat chicken, and as a result, folks, if you're a man and you eat white meat chicken on a consecutive basis, you know, it'll tend to get you a little emotional, to say the least. You know, a little moody. You know, I'm not kidding around. So this is why, as a man, you should try to have as much beef as you possibly can so you don't get emotional about shit. You just go out there and kick some ass. I mean, why do you think... Let's just go back for a second. Why do you think that back in the day, whenever somebody would make fun of another person in relation to not doing something, let's say risque, or daring somebody to do something, and they don't do it, what do they used to call them? A chicken. A chicken! Now, why the hell would they call them a chicken? I mean, it just goes to show you are what you eat. All right, I'm just saying, try to get as much beef as you possibly can. You heard that proverbial saying, you know, when you get some guy who wants to kick some ass, like, F you, man, I'm going to kick your ass. And then there's some guy that is in that vicinity with a level head and comes in between this hothead and you, and you're like, hey, sorry about this guy, man. He's a little hot-headed. He had a little bit too much red meat today, that's all. It just does like a little bit too much red meat. You want to know why? Red meat gets you aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Red meat gives you a little cock and balls. It makes you want to conquer. It makes you stronger than all. It doesn't get you fucking emotional like chicken. So, once again, folks, I would strongly advise everybody against eating large quantities of chicken. Now, the reason I was eating lots of chicken, I like chicken wings, okay? I'm sorry. I mean, it goes down good with beer. You know, especially the hot chicken wings. You know what I'm saying? I'm addicted to them. So, you know, I mean, you know, I'm a man, you know, and I don't just eat little 15, 20-piece wings, man. I'm down here eating 45, 50 pieces of wings and then guzzling them down about at least a 12 or 15 pack of goddamn beer, for Christ's sake, because I'm a big goddamn man. I'm not some soy boy son of a bitch. All right, but unfortunately, eating large quantities of goddamn chicken like that gets you a little emotional. So I just wanted to, I don't apologize much, but I wanted to apologize about Friday, I should say. Friday's beginning of the broadcast where I was a little jaded. I was taking things a little bit too personally and emotionally and that sort of thing. So once again, I'm just telling everybody that's listening to my broadcast, be careful about eating copious amounts of chicken. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. And I decided after that, I went to the coast, went on the beach, had some margaritas. I love margaritas on the beach, man. As a matter of fact, I love being on the beach drinking because, man, you can just continuously drink. You're sweating it all out. You just drink margaritas, Jaeger, booze. Who cares, man? And one of my favorite things to do is barbecue by the beach. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful. I just needed that. I'm glad I did it, and I'm a little better now. I'm ready to take on the left. I'm ready to take on socialists. I'm ready to take on communists, baby. And let me tell you something, man. We are on the winning side. All right? We're as much as these leftists are trying to agitate us, as much as they're trying to bring us down, break us down, they got their weaponized mainstream media trying to break us down, folks. I genuinely feel that we are on the winning side, and that no matter how much of these damn manipulative news reports that are being bombarded, not only just on the mainstream media, but on these internet web publications, no matter how much of that they bombard us with, I think that the American people see right through this nonsense. They see right through this nonsense, and I'm glad. I'm glad, and I hope that everybody kind of gets that sense as well. Well, now that I've gotten that all out of the way, folks, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about cryptocurrency. Now, what did I tell each and every one of you about cryptocurrency? I said, look, we're contracting. Why? Because of the dollar. All right, the dollar, U.S. dollar, is the king of U.S. fiat, and the more and more that goes up, the more and more crypto is going to go down. Now, if you take a look at the dollar index spot today, the dollar is up still 0.42%. Now, lest we forget, on Friday, folks, it was down 0.88%. Okay, so what we were seeing in these increases in the cryptocurrency market capitalization is reflected in the contraction of last Friday's dollar contraction of 0.88%. Today, we're up 0.42%, and yet we're not seeing that reflected in the cryptocurrency market prices. Why? Well, folks, there's a lot of factors in the reason why we are not seeing a contraction, considering we are now witnessing more value going up into the dollars, and into the U.S. dollar, I should say. First and foremost, folks, y'all remember when China, back in what was it, late spring, early summer of 2017, when they not only cracked down on ICOs, but they also cracked down on exchanges. Y'all remember that? Obviously, if you weren't trading or if you weren't in the crypto game at that point, you probably don't. But those of us in the inner circle, those of us that have been listening to this broadcast, remember very vividly when China cracked down on crypto, and it had a dramatic effect on the market. I mean, it pulled out several billions out of the market cap. Okay? Now, folks, we now have China, or at least one of those old-school Chinese exchanges, which used to bring the bulk of the volume to the market. I mean, y'all remember that, right? China was big as hell. It only had 3 exchanges, and those 3 exchanges were the highest volume in the market at the time. This goes back to 2017, like I said, spring, early summer of 2017. Well, folks, one of those Chinese exchanges is back. Yes, that's right. One of those Chinese exchanges is back. The crypto exchange in question is BTCC, formerly known as Bitcoin China. Now, the reason it has come back, folks, is because it was acquired by a firm out of Hong Kong. And Hong Kong is a very weird situation because even though it is now a Chinese province, it was given back to by the English. Remember, the English were in charge of Hong Kong until about 1999, and then they had this treaty in which they had to give it back to the Chinese, and ever since the Chinese have taken it over, they've kind of let it be autonomous in its capitalistic economic ways while clamping down on political and social laws, if you will. And as a result, they were able to purchase Bitcoin China, BTCC, and it's now relaunched, folks. Today is the relaunching of Bitcoin China, or BTCC. This was, like I said, one of the top exchanges in the entire market. It left before the crackdown of the summer of 2017. Sorry, it was 1997. When China gave back, or excuse me, when English gave back Hong Kong to China. Just wanted to give that little footnote. It was 1997, when England, or the UK, gave back Hong Kong to China. Just wanted to give that little heads up. Now, the reason that this is such a big deal, folks, is because aside from them relaunching, and aside from them having the really, really high volume in the market, they are now going to, and I don't know how they're going to get away with this, but they are asking for more people to come and join their exchange. They're launching their own coin, much like Binance Coin. I don't want to get into Binance, the exchange, and how it exchanges its own coin and all this crap. I don't want to get into that. But if you're familiar with that, that's exactly what they're going to do. And aside from that, folks, for the first, I believe it's the first 4 months, they're going to have transaction-free fees when exchanging at this exchange. So, yeah, you see what I'm saying, folks? One of the biggest goddamn exchanges in China that was shut down back during the Chinese crackdown on crypto and ICOs in 2017. All right, it's now coming back. It's relaunching. It's not only relaunching, but it's asking for more people. It's encouraging more people to sign up. And on top of that, 4 months from this relaunch today, for the next 4 months, transaction-free trading. So no fees for trading. Feeless trading for the next 4 months. I don't know how that's going to work, but obviously not only are you going to get a lot of people joining that exchange, but you're also going to get a lot of volume out of that exchange. I mean, good God. Feeless trading. Now, once again, the exchange is now called BTCC, with 2 C's at the end. BTCC is the exchange, formerly known as Bitcoin China. Now, it's all these people that are now coming into the market, all right? All right, these are all these people coming into the market, and that's why we're seeing such a rise in the cryptocurrency market capitalization. So once again, that factor is what's keeping it up. Second factor, folks, is that Coinbase, all right? Now, Coinbase is making some major news because they're expanding their financial instruments to include something called crypto custody service. Now, crypto custody service is a very, very brand new, innovative financial instrument that is geared towards institutional hedge funds and family offices, retirements, etc. Let me go ahead and read this a little bit of this article about it so you guys can understand what the hell this is. I'm going to read this one off Bloomberg in the cryptocurrency section. It's called Coinbase adds 10 customer service, let me repeat that again. Coinbase adds 10 customers for its new crypto custody service. This is by Olga Karif and Benjamin Bain. They both wrote this. Let's go ahead and take a look at it, and let me read it so you can understand what exactly is going on here. Now, we all know Coinbase, right? The American cryptocurrency exchange is probably one of the only but few places where anybody who is a cryptocurrency trader, anybody who owns cryptocurrency can actually cash out into U.S. fiat. But let's go ahead and go in it. Coinbase Inc., one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, said 10 hedge funds and family offices have begun using the custody service it debuted last week that seeks to safeguard digital tokens in a manner similar to traditional securities. Now, did everybody hear that? Did everybody hear that? Let's do that. Well, let me hear that one more again. Let me repeat that first paragraph because that's most important. Because now Coinbase is not just in cryptocurrency exchanging anymore. They're now providing services for fucking hedge funds to protect and safeguard digital tokens similar to traditional securities. Okay? I mean, that's no joke. They're going in above and beyond where we're just, servicing little trader accounts. These guys are now hooking it up with this custody service of digital tokens. Now, to even be looked at by Coinbase to provide this service, like let's say you wanted your hedge fund to have your cryptocurrency safeguarded, you would have to have at least a minimum of $10 million in assets. And to set up a safeguard, a custody safeguard for your digital tokens for your hedge fund or your office or whatever, $100,000 setup fee. $100,000 setup fee and 10 basis points in monthly fees. So Coinbase is making lots and lots of money. So let me go ahead and repeat this. Let's read the article, and you'll understand that Coinbase is far beyond just trading crypto. They're now penetrating the game of Wall Street, which could bring trillions of dollars into the cryptocurrency realm. If the hedge fund managers, these mutual fund managers, all these big money people in Wall Street that control large sums of money, whether it's people's retirement, 401ks, etc., if they know that they can invest in the cryptocurrencies and have their tokens safeguarded in a trusted and innovative exchange such as Coinbase, in a capacity in which traditional custody services safeguard securities, well then, by God, Coinbase is basically hitting a groundbreaking new service in which I believe is going to make Coinbase the man when it comes to crypto exchange. They are the man when it comes to United States crypto exchanging. I mean, they are far beyond just servicing little customers for their damn cryptocurrency accounts. This is going right in to hooking it up to bringing in legitimate Wall Street into damn cryptocurrency, man. I'm telling you, you guys, this is what's causing the uptick in the damn positivity in the market. I mean, as I've been telling you, you should be seeing negativity in the cryptocurrency markets because of the positivity that's happening in the U.S. dollar right now. But the only reason that you're not seeing it is because of these goddamn news reports that were coming out. The BTC exchange reopening. We've got Coinbase now offering crypto custody service. Let me read this little article, okay? Coinbase, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges, said 10 hedge funds and family offices have begun using the custody service it debuted last week that seeks to safeguard digital tokens in a manner similar to traditional securities. The company aims to have 100 large institutional customers by the end of the year, with as much as $5 billion in assets under management. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, Coinbase it's going up the roof, for Christ's sake. Coinbase says it already stores more than $20 billion in cryptocurrency assets for clients, such as retail investors. Coinbase is one of a slew of custodian services for institutional investors that are debuting or are about to debut in an industry that has been plagued by hacks and thefts by cyber criminals. Such services should allow more hedge funds and pensions to invest in digital coins, as many of them are required to use so-called regulated custody, which meets requirements of the U.S. officials. Availability of such services could lead to an influx of new capital into the crypto markets if the industry weathers the current collapse in coin prices. Now, when they're talking about the current collapse in coin prices, they're talking about this contraction we just got out of. Because this news, on top of the BTCC exchange, formerly Bitcoin China, coming back up. I mean, folks, this is what is causing this increase in the market. I mean, we should be weathering a little bit of contraction in this market, but the only reason we're not is because of this news. I mean, this is getting everybody bullish. Everybody bullish. I mean, it's going to bring in lots and lots and lots of money. All right. Now, let me explain about the service. The service is a part of Coinbase's strategy to diversify revenue and to offer more products aimed at institutional clients. By the end of 2019, assuming current price levels, Coinbase aims to have up to $20 billion in regulated custody assets. $20 billion in regulated custody assets. And, of course, this is from legit firms from Wall Street, hedge funds, pension funds, mutual funds, etc. Now, the company is taking on clients with a minimum of $10 million in assets, okay, and charges a $100,000 setup fee and 10 basis points in monthly fees. So, man, they're making some cash, baby. Coinbase started off by offering cold storage, essentially a way to store coins offline so hackers can't grab them. It also wants to let clients move funds from cold storage to hot wallets to allow for active trading. Customers could also eventually make money by lending out their assets. So, as you can see, man, Coinbase is completely expanding your financial instruments and their flexibility for investors to be able to diversify their crypto investments, and not to mention bringing in institutional investors like hedge funds, like pension funds, like mutual funds to come into the market and be able to safely participate in accumulating as many digital tokens as possible so that they can ride these waves that we're riding, baby, out here in the digital currency markets. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Look, what did I tell you, man? I told you I was bullish on crypto, and I'm always going to be bullish. And the reason is because we are witnessing an economic revolution that has never been seen before. I mean, the idea of cryptocurrency eliminates the whole concept of a central banking system. I mean, it provides the opportunity for individuals to use digital currency as a means of exchanging goods and services. Because as I've stated time and time again, and it bears repeating, if you look up on Google how much money there is in the world today, it'll say something of the effect of 75 trillion in fiat currency is currently circulating the world today. 75 trillion in fiat currency to suffice a world of 7.3 billion people. And that's why you have this discrepancy of rich and poor, because there's a big, huge demand for money. There's a huge demand for money. Now, what does that mean? And I know, because I keep repeating this shit, because I know there's new people that listen in, and these are very complicated economic concepts to comprehend, and I'm trying to say it as simple as possible. Money is in demand, meaning that people need money. There are countries, folks, that don't have enough money to exchange their goods and services. I use Zimbabwe as an example the whole time because Zimbabwe has oversaturated their fiat currency to the point where it's completely useless. It's worth less than toilet paper. As a matter of fact, I think toilet paper, you could probably Google up the exact amount, but I think it's 50,000 Zimbabwe dollars or something to that effect to even purchase toilet paper in Zimbabwe. That's how much they've saturated their fiat currency. Now, the Zimbabwe farmers were the ones hit the most because how are they going to exchange their goods and services? How are they going to exchange their commodities? How are they going to exchange their agrarian commodities if there is no stable monetary system? Well, the Zimbabwe farmers found cryptocurrency. They found Bitcoin. And they were able to use Bitcoin as a means of exchanging their commodities for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin can be interchangeable to most currencies out here, folks. I mean, you have to understand, you can exchange Bitcoin for United States dollars. You can exchange Bitcoin for euros. You can exchange Bitcoin for the Japanese fiat. This is what the Zimbabwe farmer understood and was able to profit. The Zimbabwe farmers were able to profit even though their fiat currency was completely depleted into nothing. And this is where I say that the demand for money is highly in demand. The thing is that there needs to be enough people in the game of cryptocurrency and enough people who acknowledge the legitimacy of certain cryptocurrencies so that it can be universally accepted by all to exchange for goods and services. And that's what Bitcoin has done and cracked open the avenue to retail too, and same with Ethereum, same with these other cryptos that have been accepted at retail locations such as Newegg and Overstock.com. As a matter of fact, Overstock.com was one of the innovators in accepting cryptocurrency for their goods. I mean, they were the innovators. They started doing that back in, 2012, 2013? Once Overstock started accepting cryptocurrency, they obtained so much cryptocurrency for exchanging their goods, and when the cryptocurrency market has gone up the ass, these guys made so much money that they are now branching off a cryptocurrency corporation from the Overstock.com operation. So they're literally extracting their whole goddamn cryptocurrency operation and making it a whole other company from the Overstock.com acceptance of cryptocurrency. So it's there, folks. That's why I cover this. I wouldn't be covering cryptocurrency if I did not believe that this is the genuine future of not only currency, but I believe that true wealth, true new wealth, new generation wealth will be generated in cryptocurrency. I'm talking billionaires. I'm not talking, oh, look, I made $1 million. Hey, yay! I mean, what did Chris Rock once say, even though he's a leftist bucktooth, bastard? Chris Rock once said that, look, you don't want to be rich, you want to be wealthy. You know, Shaquille O'Neal, that brother's rich. The man that signs Shaq's check, that brother is wealthy, and that is what is going to be built in the cryptocurrency markets. Mark my words. It's already happening, let's just put it that way. But it's going to even happen at a more rapid capacity. Anyway, look, I didn't mean to get all long-winded about the cryptocurrency markets, but I want to let everybody know why we are seeing an increase in the market capitalization of cryptocurrency. It's a lot of news. Even though the dollar is increasing in value, a lot of news bringing in this new money right now. A lot of news. And what did I tell you? You need news, baby. You need news to fuel a market that's going to go against a rising dollar, and that's what we're seeing right now. Woo! Anyway, that's why I keep telling you, every time you see a contraction, every time you see the cryptocurrency markets go down, that's when you need to go in, baby. You need to buy low, sell high. That's how you profit. Come on, man. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the market capitalization of the entire cryptocurrency market. The entire market capitalization is $270 billion. $270 billion. Remember, we got as low as about $229 billion. So we've got a lot of people come into this market really fast, even amidst a high dollar, even amidst a strong U.S. dollar. So let's take a look at some of these cryptos, man, because they're all in the green. You could throw a dart at any one of these cryptocurrencies. They're all in the green, baby. All in the green. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin, symbol BTC. All right, current market capitalization for Bitcoin is $112 billion market capitalization. The circulating supply for Bitcoin is 17.1 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin has gone up 3.33%. Current price for Bitcoin, and lest we forget, day before yesterday, we saw Bitcoin prices at $5,900 a Bitcoin. Right now, current price, $6,596.66 per Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Ethereum, folks. ETH. Current market capitalization is $47 billion market capitalization. The circulating supply for Ethereum is 100 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Ethereum has gone up 4.80%. Current price for Ethereum, symbol ETH, $475.63 per Ethereum. Let's get to Bitcoin Cash, folks. Once again, one of these that could be a potential alternative to fiat. If the price can stay under about $3,000, then it could be a legitimate alternative to fiat and a competitor to Bitcoin itself. Let's take a look at Bitcoin Cash. BCH is the symbol. Current market capitalization is $13 billion market cap. The circulating supply is 17.2 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, we have seen it go up 5.23% increase for Bitcoin Cash. Current price for BCH is $776.39 per Bitcoin Cash. Let's get to Litecoin, folks. What did I tell you about Litecoin on Friday? I like these prices. They're pretty damn low, and I hope that you guys, entertained a little bit of a chunk, to say the least. And by the way, I do want to thank everybody on Friday and throughout the weekend that actually contributed to the cryptocurrency wishing well, man. I mean, after Friday's show, which it was not my intention for this to happen, but we had over like $300 or $400 in crypto into the cryptocurrency wishing well, which I appreciate, because once again, folks, they're trying to stop us. Any one of us that commentate or blog or vlog about right-wing politics, we are being basically targeted for complete and utter censorship. They're trying to make it as difficult as we possibly can to make anything legitimate as it pertains to this independent media that we see that's going across the internet. Anybody on the right of the political persuasion is being subjugated, is being oppressed, is being silenced. I mean, you can't use transaction companies anymore. They're trying to ban your accounts on everywhere you could possibly imagine. So cryptocurrency is the only means, in my opinion, in which, individuals who appreciate content creators to be able to contribute and sustain such content creators, because there ain't no fees, there ain't no middleman, there ain't no censorship, there ain't none of that shit. They can't stop cryptocurrency. You understand? They can't stop any kind of cryptocurrency transaction. And that's why it's more than ever important to start. And I'm talking to not just myself, but other people in the right wing of the political persuasion that create content. It's about time for us to start realizing that cryptocurrency and accepting cryptocurrency is the only way we're going to be able to sustain ourselves. And when I mean sustain ourselves, I'm just talking about making an incentive to continue to do the things that we do. I mean, we all have lives, we all have families, we all have financial responsibilities, etc. And, it takes a little bit to be incentivized to do, the time, effort, and energy necessary to partake in such things such as content creation, especially nowadays if you're of the right-wing persuasion. I mean, being pro-Trump can get you fired in some goddamn parts of the country. So Anyway, I do want to thank everybody who, contributed to the cryptocurrency wishing well. I thank you guys very dearly. We do appreciate it, and, that's what we need, man. We got to support. We got to support each other. If we don't, we're going to be taken out. And the only media outlet that we'll be able to look forward to are these talking heads that are trying to shape the narrative right now in the mainstream media. So thank you guys dearly, and may all your dreams and wishes come true, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Now let's get back to Litecoin. LTC is the symbol. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at it. $4.8 billion market capitalization for Litecoin. The current circulating supply is 57 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Litecoin has gone up 6.20% on the day. Current price for Litecoin is $85.27 per Litecoin. Let's go ahead and get to Monero, folks. What do I tell you about Monero? It likes to run. It's a very good short-term pattern trading play. That's why I cover it. Current, let me give you the symbol. It's XMR for Monero. XMR. Current market capitalization for Monero is $2.2 billion market cap. The current circulating supply is 16 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, Monero has gone up 8.25%. Current price for Monero, symbol XMR, $140.59 per Monero. Let's get to Dash, folks. I like Dash as well. Current market capitalization for Dash, symbol DASH. Current market cap is $2 billion market capitalization. The current circulating supply for Dash is 8 million. 8 million in circulation. That's it. In the past 24 hours, Dash has gone up 6.23%. Current market the current price, I should say. The current price for Dash, symbol DASH, $249.98, baby, all right? I'm telling you, baby. I'm telling you. Anyway, let me go ahead and continue on here. We've got Quantum. Now, I'm telling you this right now, through this contraction that we saw here for the past couple of weeks, the Inner Circle and many people in the True Capitalist Radio chat room have been gobbling up Quantum at these dirt cheap prices. I mean, good God, I'm talking about symbol QTUM. QTUM, all right? Aside from it being its own QRC20 token, aside from it transitioning from the Ethereum virtual machine to the x86 virtual machine for its own smart contract technology, aside from it now creating coins outside of Quantum under the QRC token, which are then airdropped into your Quantum Core wallet. Aside from that, I'm looking at a couple of guys in the True Capitalist Radio chat room. They just got their stake payout. Look at this. I'm looking at a guy in here who just got a payout. Now, for you people that don't know, this is a proof of stake coin, meaning that you can obtain and receive Quantum just for holding Quantum in your Quantum wallet. It's as simple as that. I'm not even joking around. The person I'm looking at, they have 193 Quantum they were staking. 193 Quantum. They just got their proof of stake payment, and it's almost 4 Quantum for holding 193 Quantum in their Quantum Core wallet. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, for Christ's sake. This is why we're invested in it, man. This is why this is my biggest fucking holding. Like I've always said, long-term investment reigns supreme. Okay? Now, by the time this gets to $100, $200, $300, $400, $500, I mean, we would have already have accumulated a bunch of airdrops from the QRC20 tokens that are being made right now. We're getting stake payments from the proof of stake just by holding Quantum in our Quantum Core wallets. I'm telling you, baby, this is why the Inner Circle, myself, and many people in the True Capitalist Radio chat room have made QTUM our main goddamn holding. I mean, we saw it down during the contraction at 7 and change, man. I gobbled up 100 of them at 7 and change. Are you kidding me? You ain't never going to see those prices again at Quantum. And by the way, the Ethereum co-creator, the guy who created Ethereum, he has basically put his bets on QTUM and China. He knows, you know what I'm saying? This is where the big money's going to come in from next time. And I hope everybody, and look, there's going to be a lot of people in the inner circle once this son of a bitch goes up to $500 that are going to be filthy rich. But hey, I mean, you have to look for the value in cryptocurrency. And what have I told you all where the value in cryptocurrency is, folks? It's in the technology. It's all it is. I mean, that's where the value of cryptocurrency is. The value is in the technology, man. And the technology, in my opinion, in QTUM far surpasses at least 99% of the coins that are on the market today. And these guys aren't stopping. These guys are, I mean, I'm just telling you, man, just watch and see what happens. Quantum will be the coin of the future. I'm not just saying that as wishful thinking. I'm basing that on all the research that I've done on this team and the fact that they're dominating the Asian market right now. They're going to move into the Islam, Muslim, Arab market with halal coin. Now, I know that sounds really ridiculous, but you don't understand halal and how it relates to being a sacred word in the Islamic language, meaning that it's, you know, kind of like the equivalent of what the Jews say kosher is. So they're making a move on the Arab market. They're going to make. I'm just telling you, man. This is the future of crypto. It's my big holding. This is my majority holding right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at it right now because it's going up. QTUM, Quantum, current market capitalization for Quantum is $810 million in market capitalization. The current circulating supply is 88 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, it has gone up. Quantum has gone up 6.25%. Current price for Quantum, folks, symbol QTUM, the Inner Circle and myself's biggest holding, $9.15 per Quantum. All right? Lest we forget, folks, we saw Ethereum at $8 back in 2017, and this past January, it hit its high at $1,100. And why did Ethereum go up so high? The technology. The smart contract technology, etc. Now that Ethereum is starting to implement its smart contract technology, we're starting to see a lot of security kinks in it. We're starting to see a lot of issues. And let me tell you, that's what Quantum is going to capitalize on. That, what it's aiming on right now, is to suffice any of the problems that are being engaged in Ethereum's smart contract technology and eliminate it in Quantum. I like it a lot. All right. Let's take a look at Zcash. You all know I like Zcash, folks. All right. Once again, low circulation, privacy coin. JP Morgan's invested in it. Love it, love it, love it. Zcash, symbol ZEC. Current market capitalization is $777 million in market capitalization. The circulating supply is a nice, cool low, 4.2 million. 4.2 million in circulation. Very low, folks, very low. In the past 24 hours, Zcash has gone up 9.03% on the day in the past 24 hours. Current price for Zcash, symbol ZEC, current price $182.17 per Zcash. And lest we forget, folks, Zcash has gone as high as about $800 this past January. So we got a lot of bag holders. You know we're going to go up to at least somewhere close to that range. So I'm liking Zcash. As a matter of fact, I like Zcash beyond $800, but you know, let's take one step at a time. Now, folks, what did I tell you on Friday? What did I tell you on Friday? I said 0x, symbol ZRX, is a very good buy. Remember I said that? I said it's a good buy, it's a good buy, it's a good buy. I said it last Friday. And the reason is because Coinbase, which we were just discussing, acquired a exchange called Paradex. Paradex uses 0x's blockchain technology in its exchange. And because Coinbase acquired Paradox, 0x is obviously going to be an integral part of the technology of Coinbase's exchange technology. I mean, that's an assumption, of course. But why else buy Paradox for, I don't know, I think tens of millions if you didn't believe in the technology that backed up the exchange itself? So when I said this, folks, 0x was around 70 cents. You know, it was about 70 cents on Friday. And I said it was a good buy. I said that if you compare this to EOS, the trajectory looks very, very eerily similar to what EOS has done. And EOS has gotten as high as about $14, $15, although I would not advise anybody going into EOS. I've always been against EOS. Their mainnet is a joke. But once again, I said 0x is something to look at, and the trajectory of 0x going the path of EOS is very high. And lest we forget, EOS has got 800 and something million in circulation. So let me take a look at this because, folks, I'm telling you, if you would have entertained 0x on Friday, you'd have made some money today. I tell you that right now. 0x current market capitalization is $504 million market capitalization. The current circulating supply for 0x is 533 million in circulation. In the past 24 hours, it has gone up 16.78% on the day. Yesterday, it even went up, folks. It was up 20% on the day. The current price for ZRX, 0x, 94 cents, baby. I mean, come on! Come on! And like I said, folks, I'm still a buyer at these prices. I'm still a buyer. Just compare the charts of ZRX with EOS. It looks eerily similar, and EOS, it was pumped on an idea. It was pumped on pure speculation, man, and their mainnet sucks, and the only thing keeping it afloat is the fact that everybody who believed in it isn't selling off right now. But here you got 0x, ZRX, actually, their technology, their blockchain technology is being used by an exchange that was acquired by Coinbase. So come on, man. I mean, you can only assume that it's going to go all the way up. You know? Come on, man. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, look, folks, we're running out of time here. Let me go ahead and skip to my second biggest holding, and that, of course, is 42 Coin, folks. Have you seen 42 Coin as of late? 42 Coin, folks, to be honest with you, 42 Coin has been pretty good. It's been pretty good, to say the least. If you take a look at during the times of the contraction, it didn't go anywhere. On top of that, it actually made some money. It actually brought some positivity during the contraction. So once again, let's take a look at 42 Coin. Once again, the three reasons to invest in this is long-term investment, a hedge against contractions, or you can swing pattern trade this thing, man. Massive swings, you know, in the thousands. You can make major capital off of pattern or swing trading this particular coin. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. And by the way, we were acquiring this as well as QTUM during the contraction because we want to own as much of this coin as we possibly can, all right? Let's take a look at 42 Coin, symbol 42. Current market cap is $1.1 million market capitalization. Once again, the current circulating supply is 42 coins. That's it. 42 coins. In the past 24 hours, 42 Coin has gone up 7.75%. Current market capitalization, or excuse me, the current price, I should say, the current price for 42 Coin is $27,091.50 per 42 Coin, baby. I'm telling you, man, if you're making major liquid right now, and I'm not kidding around, if you're making major liquid off of these short-term pattern trading plays, offset that with a long-term investment like 42 Coin or even Quantum, man. I'm telling you, you've got to think about the future. I mean, we've already, in this past contraction, seen a lot of shit coins shake out. Did you read about the article that over 600 coins are in the cryptocurrency graveyard? I mean, we're going to see a lot more of them fall, and the only reason that I cover the coins that I cover is because these damn things are going to be around far beyond any shitcoin shakeout. They have actual technology backing them up, and as I stated, baby, the main thing that gives cryptocurrency their value is the technology. I mean, I can't underscore that anymore. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to the stock market. Whoa, what a helter-skelter day on the stock market, folks. I have been day trading the stock market like it's going out of style. I'm telling you, major liquidity to be made in the stock market. I'm loving these waves that are happening throughout the day, and they're actually rather predictable. It's like, I've never seen anything like it in my life. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Everybody's all, belly aching throughout the whole day, and then all of a sudden, after lunch, all of a sudden everybody has, optimism, and then they just start buying into the market and then close it out on the positive. I don't know how many times I've seen that here in the past 6 months, where everybody's like, you know what, I had a good lunch, let's go ahead and buy into this market, and then they close out in the positive. I've never seen this, because traditionally, what used to happen, at least from my experiences of, I'm not going to tell you how many decades in the market, but from my experiences, people like getting out of the market traditionally as it gets past lunchtime, because no one wants to hold a stock when the stock market's closed and something potentially happens, especially in such turbulent times like we're living in now. I mean, like I said, do y'all remember 9/11/2001? That incident, that terrorist act, sent the stock market down so fast that they had to pull the plug on the stock market, and they didn't reopen it for a week. Okay? So just imagine you being that guy that, bought in, the previous day and was like, yeah, I think everything's going to be great. Yeah, I'm living lavish. And then 9/11/2001 happens, and then the damn stock market crashes 800 points, and they pull the fucking plug, and you're there holding your guy. And I'm telling you, this is why traditionally people would sell off at the end of the day. I'm just saying, all right? Unless you're a long-term investor, of course. Unless you're value investing into a long-term play, but this is very, very peculiar what's happening in the market, where after lunch, and take a look at the charts on all indices. I mean, after lunch, it's like, all right, guys, you know what? I'm feeling pretty optimistic about this market, guys. Let's start buying. Let's start buying. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial, all right? It is up today, 35.77 points. A percentage increase of 0.15%, closing out the Dow Jones Industrial at 24,307.18 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. We've got the S&P. It's also up today, 8.34 points, a percentage increase of 0.31% increase on the day. My apologies. Closing out the S&P at 2,726.71 points. For the S&P 500, we've got the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is also up 57.38 points, a percentage increase of 0.76%, closing out the NASDAQ at 7,567.69 points for the NASDAQ composite. Now, the reason that these people in Wall Street are kind of, I can't really explain what they're doing. But the reason that they're kind of negative yet positive, and you can see this throughout the day's chart. Take a look at a chart for the past 2 months. Ever since we started talking about tariffs, you started having this very weird, helter-skelter, erratic, non-rational investor sentiment. And I can't really explain it. I mean, I can't really pinpoint it whatsoever. But obviously the tariff talk is really what's gotten these investors spooked, to say the least. And I want to be honest here, okay? I'm sick and tired of all the gloom and doom talk that's happening in the media today. And it doesn't matter what media you look at. You can look at Fox Business, CNBC, Fox News, MSNBC, CNN. It doesn't matter. It's all gloom and doom because the president wants to renegotiate trade deals, and because the rest of the world is like, no, we're not going to let you, America. You know what we're going to do? We are going to get all together. We are going to get together and collectively say, fuck you, United States. No. Well, you know what? Fuck you, world. Fuck you! I'm sick and tired of all these globalists. I'm telling you, your globalist is showing if you're out here trying to say that these tariffs are a bad deal. They'd be a bad deal, folks, if we were actually making some kind of fucking money off of these trade deals. We are not. Just like the president said in a recent interview with Maria Bartiromo, we are negative $800 billion a year in trade deficits. $800 billion a year. Now, you take a look at the trade deficit at $800 billion a year. You take a look at our national debt. Since the president has been in office, we've acquired $1 trillion in debt since the president has been in office. Now, you don't think that there is a slight correlation with the fact that we are having to take out more debts for not only to suffice our regular everyday services as the American government, but also to appease these $800 billion going out on an annual trade deficit basis? You don't think that that's something? There's some correlation there? Of course there is. Folks, if that was an $800 billion surplus as opposed to an $800 billion annual deficit, the national debt wouldn't be adding on to the deficit. We would have at least an area of income in which those taxes that would be generated in those exports of exported United States goods that would be and should be purchased by the international community, if there weren't already tariffs on our goods, then those taxes would suffice the revenues necessary to begin to start chopping down on that national deficit. On top of which, folks, the president has basically disbanded a bunch of regulatory bodies. He disbanded a bunch of bureaucratic red tape, which also cuts the national debt. I mean, that's basically what we have to do. I mean, this all comes down to the continuity of America and whether or not America is going to continue to be the superpower of the world. And I'm telling you what Trump is doing. Every aspect of his policies is trying to reestablish America as the world's supreme superpower. I mean, I love everything Trump is doing. Everything this president has done, I've advocated for the past 10 years on this broadcast. No one was talking about renegotiating trade deals. And now that the president wants to renegotiate them, all of a sudden, these people that we have annual trade deficits to are waving their fingers at the United States saying, no, you can't do it, motherfucker. We can't renegotiate trade deals? And let's, like I said, folks, worst case scenario. The worst case scenario, these assholes don't want to play ball. They don't want to renegotiate with us. Well, what is that going to do for them? It's going to hurt them more than it's going to hurt us. We're going to have $800 billion that would have went out of the United States just circulating in the United States. Or better yet, we'll have $800 billion to be able to negotiate with other countries so we can make other countries industrious and prosperous and metropolitan like we did to China for the past 30 years, like we did to the EU for the past 30 years, like we did to Mexico for the past 30 years, like we did to fucking Canada for the past 30 years. We don't need these people. What makes these fucking people think we need them? I'm just asking, what makes it... I mean, we are in a deficit. We're on an annual deficit every time we trade with these people. How can the media, how can anyone say that it's bad for us, the United States, who have constant annual trade deficits, to renegotiate so we can cut that deficit? That's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard in my life. It's the most ridiculous garbage I've ever heard in my life, man. Worst case scenario, we don't come to a trade agreement with these idiots. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? That's $800 billion that's staying right here in this country. And so what? We won't be having BMWs. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about trading in my fucking Mercedes and my fucking Beamers and all my goddamn foreign cars, for Christ's sake, if this is how these fucking Eurocucks want to play. I'm not joking, folks. We don't need these people. I mean, this is what you people don't understand. We have to renegotiate trade deals. We don't manufacture anything anymore. Well, we are now. Thanks to the president, we're now back online to making steel and aluminum again. We're now back online to making our own energy again. We're bringing clean coal back again. We're doing a lot of things that are helping the economy, that's for sure. But, folks, we don't manufacture anything except for media-type entertainment. Data and media-type entertainment. And because China and other people in the international community are superseding our intellectual property, meaning that, you know, these Chinese, they get a movie that we manufacture, they fucking mass produce it in a bootleg capacity, and the artists and the manufacturers and the producers and everybody involved in that movie project are losing money. Now, how is that fair? How is that fair that we are having to deficit spend on an annual basis in a trade deal? We have to deficit spend, and at the same time, we have to just accept that intellectual property, which is our only goddamn production source of anything, is being ripped off on a consistent basis by China and everybody else. I mean, we as Americans are forced to do this, man. That's why the president isn't stupid. He's a businessman. He knows that we cannot be a superpower and an economic supreme country with just producing movies and entertainment and software and shit like that. I mean, that's really all we do. We don't manufacture shit. So this is why these tariffs are being implemented by the president. And like Wilbur Ross said, he's the Secretary of Commerce, Wilbur Ross said this morning that the president will not back down on these tariffs regardless how far the goddamn stock market goes. We can't, for Christ's sake. How does it make sense? Somebody please explain to me how this makes sense. I mean, we're the fucking idiot country that is being fleeced to death. $800 billion in annual trade deficits going out of the United States, and we're just supposed to accept this? Absolutely not, folks. And do not believe the bullshit hype on the media. I mean, no one has explicitly and clearly told anybody with any kind of logic how is it that it's a bad thing that the United States doesn't want to spend deficit spend from country to country anymore and wants to renegotiate trade deals so that we can at least lower the deficit. I mean, just like the president said, we're not asking for, you know, a 50-50. We're not asking for an even keel deal. We're asking for less than what we're deficit spending on an annual basis. These people have done this to us for 30 years. These fucking countries have been accepting, especially China. Especially fucking China. We've been sending them hundreds of billions a year for the past 30 fucking years. Hundreds of billions. Why do you think that they've modernized so quick? Why do you think they have metropolises all over China? Why do you think they're doing all this? We paid for it! By purchasing their fucking garbage! And we all know, made in China, what is it? You get it, 6 months later, it's a piece of crap. So what? So what? We don't trade with China anymore, the EU anymore, Mexico anymore, Canada anymore. So fucking what? These people haven't done anything for us. We've done everything for them. And then the proof is in the deficit that we have in an annual basis in trading with these people. Ugh! Fuck, I'm sick and tired of these fucking people trying to scare America into believing that something bad's going to happen because we don't continue to put fucking debts on ourselves so we can continue to fund the rest of the world. Bullshit. Just like the president stated, we're not the fucking stupid country anymore. We're not the stupid country anymore. We're politically and economically awake, and we're never going back to sleep, you stupid motherfuckers. Anyway, we are now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I'd like to remind everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire, all right? Let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And I love being independent now! Well, make sure to type this into your browser and add it to your bookmarks, add it to your favorites, ghost.report. All right? Ghost.report. It's as simple as that. Add that to your bookmarks. Add that to your favorites. It's the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It's as simple as that. Ghost.report. And by the way, if you have not done so, please follow me on my only social media representation on the internet today, and that's on the last bastion of freedom of speech, and I'm talking about Gab, folks. You can get to Gab by typing in your browser gab.ai. And once you get there, you can follow me under the name Politics Ghost. All right, that's my official Gab, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost. And if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, folks, it's as simple as just going to my Gab account right now. Check out my Gab, look at my Gab, and click the subscribe button for premium content, all right? Click the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, private message me on Gab and let me know your Discord chat name, and I'll give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room, baby. It's that damn easy, and I want to reiterate that the tards are gone. All right? The autists, the Aspies, and the tards are gone from the chat room. I mean, we're actually having very good conversations about cryptocurrency, economics, politics, international relations, social criticisms, etc. So I strongly advise you, man, you want to talk about straight politics, you want to talk about some serious stuff, come on down to the True Capitalist Radio chat room, man. We're starting to talk some serious business. Now, occasionally, we'll get into some old internet tomfoolery, but that's neither here nor there, okay? Anyway, folks, let me go ahead and get back to the markets here. I was talking a little bit about how these idiots on the media are trying to say gloom and doom as it pertains to Trump's tariffs. But once again, we're making America great again. We're not the stupid country. We're not going to be bilked. We're not going to be fleeced. You know what I'm saying? It's enough. It's enough. And I hope that the president is for real. No matter how far the stock market goes, we're not budging on this fucking tariff shit. All right? You idiots, you assholes are going to have to budge. China, Canada, Mexico, and the EU, you fucking faggots are going to have to budge. And take a look at your stock markets. It's not reacting very positively, is it, huh? You think you can flex nuts with old America? Take a look at what happened to the Chinese stock market yesterday. It crumpled to shit. You want to play games with America, China? We'll cripple your fucking house of cards economy unless you sit there and start bowing down to America. We've sat here and given you hundreds of billions to make your pissing ground chopstick-eating country. And it's about time for you to start realizing that, look, if we don't make a deal with America, that's it for our pissing ground little makeshift, quasi-communist, quasi-capitalist pissing ground of a house of cards economy. Take a look, folks. You don't believe me? Take a look at what happened to the Chinese stock market yesterday. Take a look at what's going on in the European stock markets, folks. I'm telling you this right now. These people need us more than we need them, so they can go fuck themselves if they think they're going to play hardball with America. You understand that? We don't need you. You need us more than we need you. What are you going to do about all that lost annual revenue, Canada? What are you going to do about all that lost annual revenue there, China? What you going to do about all that lost annual revenue there, EU? I guarantee you, man, you're going to see these people get into some serious economic depravity here in the next several months if these people think that they're going to play hardball with the United States. And I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it. And as I stated, I keep hearing about, oh, Trump is isolating our allies. Trump is isolating our allies. Trump is isolating our allies. Is this what you call allies here? Huh? Is this what you call allies? Oh, if you don't give us all your money, we're not your fucking friend? Is that an ally? Because that's how Canada is treating us. That's how the EU is treating us. That's how China is treating us. And if they're going to treat us like that, well, fuck you! Fuck you! We don't need you, China! We don't need you, Canada! Fuck you!
We're only friends if you continue to deficit spend with us. That's it, America. You just have to deficit spend and shut up and continue to give Canada free money for our little pissing ground bullshit that we actually produce.
Fuck you, Canada, all right? Go fuck off, all right? I'm sick of you Canucks. I never liked you Canucks anyway, all right? You're a pimple on the ass of America. You're a pimple on the ass of America. Anyway, let me move on with the rest of the markets here. I got to move on, folks. I'm sorry, man. Let's go to commodities here. Now, we talked about it earlier in the broadcast that the American dollar is up today. Let's see how that's reflected in commodities, shall we? Let's go to energy. Now, we have had some talk out of the presidency. The president has said that he is trying to call on Saudi Arabia to increase production in oil production. According to the president, he has had some positive feedback in relation to increase in production, but we shall see. We have to wait and see, but what did I tell you about these energy prices? I told you, man, keep an eye on these sons of bitches. Let's go to energy. WTI sweet crude right now is up 18 cents, a percentage increase of 0.24%. Current price for WTI sweet crude is $74.12 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. We've got Brent crude up today, 29 cents, a percentage increase of 0.38%, closing out Brent crude at $77.59 per barrel of Brent crude oil. We've got gasoline up 0.19%, natural gas is down 0.07%, heating oil is up 0.27%. Let's go to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals! We've got gold up very slightly, $1.50, a percentage increase of 0.12%, closing out gold at $1,243.20 per troy ounce of gold. We've got silver up very slightly, 7 cents, a percentage increase of 0.41%, closing out silver at $15.90 per troy ounce of gold. Copper is unchanged on the day. Platinum is down 0.37% on the day. Let's go ahead and get to agriculture, folks, shall we? Let's go ahead and get to grains. Corn is up 0.58%. Wheat is up 0.36%. We got oats, it's down 2.04%. Rough rice is up 1.65%. Soybean is up 0.29%. Soybean oil is down 0.10%. And canola is down 0.33%. Let's get to the soft, shall we? Cocoa is down 0.44%. Coffee is down 3%. Jesus Christ, 3% decrease on coffee. Good Lord. Looks like people are stopping to drinking coffee or something. Who the hell knows? Overproduction. Who the hell knows? I don't even know what the hell the story is behind that. Let's go ahead and take a look at sugar. Sugar is down 5.63% on the day. I mean, good God. Ouch. Let's take a look at orange juice, folks. We all know oranges are a little suspect coming out of Brazil. You know, Brazil's having a very, very weird situation, folks. I want to be honest with you. I was watching I forgot what broadcast. One of these live broadcasts that were being simulcast on YouTube from the Fox News channel. And it must have had about 300 or 400 Brazilians spamming all over that little chat room during that live feed. SOS Brazil. Brazil is currently being transitioned to communism. We need help, America. I'm not even joking around. I saw like at least 200 or 300 people in that chat room spamming, please help America, President Trump, we need help. Brazil is being taken over by communists. Help, SOS, we need help. I'm not even kidding around. And the reason I bring up Brazil, folks, is because Brazil is where the largest amount of oranges comes out of. I mean, this is the largest orange producer. And if they're having this much problems in their domestic front, I doubt that the yield that we're traditionally used to seeing out of Brazil in oranges is going to be there. And I think that's reflected in the current increase on the day. Let's take a look at orange juice, okay? Orange juice is up 4.08% on the day. Jesus Christ, 4.08% increase on the day? Good God. Let's go ahead and take a look at cotton. Cotton is down 1.18%. Lumber is up 0.90%. Rubber is down 1.67%. Ethanol is down 2.93%. Let's go ahead and get to livestock, shall we? Let's get to live cattle. Cattle is up 0.16%. Cattle feeder is up 0.40%. And lean hogs, good God, folks. Did you all see lean hogs today? This has a lot to do with the with the China tariff. They threw some tariff on some pork, and they're only going to be starving themselves. Hey, China, why don't you throw a tariff on? Why don't you stop buying our pecans? How about that? You know what I mean? Fucking these guys have been buying so many pecans. These fucking pecans are like fucking $6 or $7, you know, for like a little bowl of them, for fuck's sake, man. You can't even make pecan pie without dropping at least fucking $8-9. $8-9 for some fucking pecans. So why don't you do that, China? Why don't you fucking throw a damn tariff on the pecans, you fucking pecan-consuming pieces of fucking chopstick up the ass having, blindfold you with dental floss pieces of ungrateful shit? Anyway, let me move on here, all right? Once again, lean hogs is down 2.71% on the day, and that, my friends, is the market for your ass, all right? I love pecans, man. Pecan pie? You tell me you don't like pecan pie. These guys have made, the fucking Chinese have made pecan pie go up their ass. Let me have some water here. I'm trying to stop drinking here, all right, folks? I'm saving the drinking for July 4th, and I will be doing a broadcast on July 4th, folks. I will be doing so. That's some high-quality H2O right there, folks. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to the market component of the broadcast. Once again, if you do find any kind of information useful, please check out the cryptocurrency wishing well and, make a few wishes, all right? All right? It's as simple as that. You'll be helping the show, I'll tell you that. It's the only way that shows of the right-wing political spectrum can actually get anything of sustenance from because, I mean, we've been banned from Gumroad, we've been banned from this, we've been banned from that just because, oh, you're speaking too vulgar. Oh, you're speaking right-wing extremism. Oh. Go shove it up your ass, all right? Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the President of the United States, all right? So we're going to go ahead and go right into it. All right, now, I am loving the triggering of the retirement of Justice Anthony Kennedy, aren't you? I mean, I am loving this. I am loving this so much. For you folks that don't know, if you've been living under a rock, one of the Supreme Court justices is retiring. Justice Anthony Kennedy, he's retiring. Now, I don't know why everybody is bitching on the left. He's 81 years old. All right, 81 years old. I mean, you don't want to fucking have your last remaining years in a shitty courtroom, man. You want to be able to go fishing. You want to be able to go kick it outside your porch. Go throw rocks on a goddamn lake or something. Do something. Anyway, folks, these Democrats have been completely triggered, for heaven's sake, man. I mean, they're talking about,
oh my God, it's the end of Roe versus Wade. Oh my God, it's the end of gay rights. Oh my God, it's the end of this and end of that.
Well, I don't really blame you for thinking that, because we're in the position of being able to choose whatever Supreme Court justice we want. And because you lost the presidential race, and because, right now the Republicans are the majority, we get to choose whatever goddamn Supreme Court justice we want, okay? You idiots, when y'all were in charge, who did y'all bring? Y'all brought a cleaning lady that looks like Consuela, what was her name, Sotomayor, and then you brought some disgusting-looking Jewish woman, I think it's a woman, who looks like a cross between Chaz Bono and Shemp from the Three Stooges, for fuck's sake. So you all had your Supreme Court justice put in there. As a matter of fact, when Bill Clinton was put in there, he put in that stupid old bag who refuses to take a dirt nap, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So shove it up your ass. Anyway, the President Trump, is planning on choosing a new Supreme Court justice this July 9th. So he's not messing around with it. He is going to choose a new Supreme Court justice. Now, the only thing I'm a little apprehensive about, folks, and listen, I don't mean to sound sexist when I talk about this, but once again, whenever you put women in leadership positions, instead of acting like a leader, they just want to instigate drama. I hate to be the bearer of this type of stereotypical bad news, but yep, we've got two broads in the Republican Party, in the Senate of all fucking places, the Senate, that are just deciding that they want to cause a ruckus because they don't have a penis, and because it's so easy to appeal to a bunch of emotional, fat, disgusting, million-woman march broads that consume the majority of the woman demographic in this country. They are going to cause they're just going to cause a ruckus because they can. They're going to cause drama because they can. That's all women are really good for, let's be honest, folks. That's all women are really good for, is causing problems. And if you don't believe me, why don't you just think about the most recent women leaders in contemporary history? They've all flushed their goddamn toilets down they've flushed their countries down the toilet. They have flushed their goddamn countries down the fucking toilet. I mean, take a look at the broad. Let's talk about Brazil, since we were just talking about Brazil, how it's on the verge of a communist revolution. Communists are about to take over. Some fucking broad ruined Brazil. I mean, she was plagued with corruption, and she was a leftist herself, so it's no coincidence. The broad that before Moon, before the South Korean president, remember that one broad that was the South Korean president before Moon? She got, removed from office because the people found out that she was actually getting her policy from, the cult of the fucking woman tuna fish or some shit like that. Y'all remember that? They had to remove her. She's doing time in prison right now. I mean, they threw her with treason. The South Korean broad president. Moon right now, he's in power. The broad before Moon. She was getting her fucking policy, domestic and foreign policy, from some cult of the fucking, a big-titted tuna fish or some shit like that. I'm not kidding. Remember the broad from Argentina? I mean, the broad from Argentina, this broad, she just recently got unelected about a year ago, but everybody was like, oh my God, look, it's another woman leader. Oh my God. She fucked up Argentina so bad. And it had just come out of being royally screwed in the 80s, economically. She fucked up the goddamn country of Argentina so bad that she had to pretend, or maybe she did, who knows, she had to claim that she hit her head and got a concussion and pretended she was half retarded to justify why she screwed up the fucking country, okay? I mean, can I go on? How about Angela fucking Merkel? Huh? How about that? How about this stupid, dumb, idiot, moron, what's her name? The broad from Brexit. I don't even want to fucking remember her name. Theresa May. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I'm sorry. Look, women, if you're listening to me, I respect women. I believe that women who are wearing hijabs and burqas should be, eliminated because hijabs and burqas are a symbol of woman subjugation, of woman oppression, etc. But let's be honest, women. I mean, when it comes to leadership positions, you don't have a very good track record. You don't have a very good track record, and with all due respect, all you do when it comes to leadership is cause drama in other people's lives. That's all you're good for. I'm sorry, that's all you're good for. Now, let me explain what I'm saying before women start, getting pissed off at me over here, okay? There are 2 women Republicans in the Senate. One from Maine, a senator called Susan Collins. Have you ever heard Susan Collins? What the hell are they putting in Maine's drinking water to elect such an incompetent, mealy-mouthed, whimsy, shaky-voiced, dumb old hag like this? Can somebody explain this? What are they putting in the water in Maine?
Hi, I'm Susan Collins, and I just want to know that we make sure that the new Supreme Court Justice is pro-choice, not pro-life. I'm a Republican, but I'm a woman, and I want to cater to all the dumb women that are out here that'll get on their hands and knees and beg to me when I say that I will reject a Supreme Court justice that isn't pro-choice.
I mean, give me a break, Susan Collins. I mean, these are our leaders out here. And then you got this senator out of Alaska, but Lisa Murkowski. These 2 broads could be the deciding factors on whether or not we're going to get a right-wing Supreme Court justice. These 2 women, and both of them have said that they're both pro-choice and that they can't vote for a pro-life judge. These 2 women. These 2 senators right here, they said, have you heard Susan Collins?
I can't vote for somebody that happens to be pro-life. I'm Susan Collins, and I just want everybody to know that I'm going to be the wrench in the Republican Party because I'm a woman, and you can't say nothing, because if you do, I'll call you sexist.
I mean, come on, man. Why is it that why are these two women causing a ruckus when we have a dominant Congress and a dominant Senate? And especially in the Senate, we can just throw the nuclear option and bypass the Democrats and get a 51-vote majority to just go ahead and pass any goddamn justice. We can go in there. And here we have these 2 dumb broads that are supposed to be Republicans claiming that they can't vote for a pro-life Supreme Court justice. And not to mention John Turncoat McCain. Where the hell's this asshole been? I mean, God damn it, John McCain, hurry up and die! Hurry up and die already, John McCain, for fuck's sake! Hurry up and die!
Hey, I'm John McCain. I'm a hero, even though I did a broadcast for the Viet Cong saying how grateful they were and how hospitality they were. And
shut up! You're no hero, John McCain! You're a traitor! You're a fucking traitor, John McCain! And if you don't believe me, why don't you just YouTube search John McCain Tokyo Rose and listen to this son of a bitch commit treason. Just listen to him commit treason like I hate shit. But yeah, that's what we have to deal with when it comes to choosing a new Supreme Court justice. We got to worry about some idiot that's supposedly dying of, brain cancer. And then we got to worry about these 2 women that, for whatever reason, they claim they can't vote for a Supreme Court justice that's pro-life, even though Susan Collins and Murkowski, I think, both voted for Gorsuch, right? Didn't they both vote? Did they both vote for fucking Gorsuch? Gorsuch is pro-life! What makes this any different, you stupid bitches? What makes this any fucking different? God damn it! God damn it, I hate this shit, man! I mean, do you understand what I'm saying, you fucking women? That you do nothing but just make fucking drama, for Christ's sake. There's no reason to act this way. We've got a majority. The Republicans got a majority. These 2 dumb idiot broads They voted for Gorsuch. Gorsuch was pro-life, but now when it comes to the media hype and the media spotlight and all this hoopla around Anthony Kennedy's retirement and how one judge could potentially reverse Roe v. Wade, all of a sudden these two stupid broads are coming out and playing the broad card? God damn it, man. I mean, this is why I'm telling you, you women are losing respect, all right? It's hard to respect women anymore when you and your actions are making men lose respect for you. Jesus Christ! I'm telling you, men are losing respect for you. I don't understand. What do you want us to do? Huh? What do you want us to do? Want us to pretend that you causing drama for the sake of causing drama is somehow, what, productive? It isn't fucking productive, you dumb broads. You know what would be productive? If you just, would shut your stupid mouths, go back in the kitchen, learn some appliances, you know what I'm saying? Learn how to work, spices and the combination of spices, and be productive. I mean, that's more productive than causing drama for the sake of causing drama. And for you folks that are claiming, oh, Ghost, that's sexist, I can't believe it. Oh, yeah? Well, let me explain something to you folks. We are currently living in a woman's world right now. And this is why we need a conservative Supreme Court justice, because this goes beyond just Roe v. Wade. This goes into the ramifications of how not just women, but LGBTQ are now protected classes of people. Because I want to be honest with you folks, these people that are claiming that they want equality, they have had people infiltrate the judicial branch to make certain things into law that should not be in law. I personally believe, folks, that domestic violence laws are one of the most family-breaking and most exploitive laws on the face of the planet. Now listen, if you have committed assault on somebody, then there should be no reason why a cop should be like, hey, look, there's an assault here. We can let me go ahead and take them down for assault charges, not domestic violence situations. If you don't believe me, why don't you take a look on YouTube? Domestic violence, police calls, search things like that, and take a look at guys who are actually recording their domestic violence situations. I might even post a couple. In which they're recording and saying, look, my wife, she's out till 3, 4 in the morning, our kids are asleep, and I don't know where she's at, so on and so forth. The woman gets home at 3 in the morning. She's like, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care. They get into an argument. There's no kind of physical confrontation. It's just the woman is just not liking being cornered and being called a loosey slut bag because she came home at 4 in the morning when she's supposed to be married with children. And because of that, she decides that she's going to go ahead and call the police. And once the police get there, and I've seen this in many different recordings from men, the police are on the woman's side trying to convince the woman that, are you sure he didn't touch you? He didn't tap you? He didn't grab you? He didn't do anything? Did he throw something at you? Did he do anything? Did he graze you? Did he bump you? Any kind of physical contact, the cop is trying to get out of the woman so that they can arrest the man for domestic violence. And I think that's ridiculous, because now what happens is it puts the woman in a power position utilizing the state to subjugate the husband. And we've seen this countless times, folks. And I'm not trying to say that, men are the greatest. Don't get me wrong. There is a good amount of men that are weak and they're pathetic and they're wastes of life, and they think that because they get a girlfriend, they can punch him in the head because they don't get a beer for them fast enough, or they get to slap him in the mouth because their food's cold, or whatever the case might be. I understand that there's that element of man. But it is no justification to pass a law to subjugate men in their own house. And that's what domestic violence laws have done. They have turned women into a protected class. Another thing that has put women in a protected class, the marriage courts, the divorce courts. the family courts. These court systems are the ones that are basically allowing women to be a protected class. A protected class. 85% plus of the time, women get the children. Even if the woman is unfaithful, even if she's the one being a philanderous slutbag, even if she's the one doing whatever action is being taken to cause the divorce, they will still give her the kids. They'll still give her half of everything. I mean, it's just pathetic. It's sad. I mean, there's no equality in that. There's no equalness in that. That's a protected class. And you see, folks, even though women are a protected class, even though women have the right to vote, even though women have a protected class situation where they get the children, they get the alimony, and by the way, they get the child support system, they get the welfare, they get everything they want. They get maternity leave, they get it all. And yet women are still bitching and moaning. I mean, I'm just saying, they're still bitching and moaning. And as far as I'm concerned, folks, I want to be honest with you, women at this point in Western civilization, just by their actions as a group, have proven that women, just on their mere actions, are incompetent to be able to run societies. I'm sorry. I mean, if you women are telling me I'm sexist, I really don't give a shit. I've got a wife, and she loves me, and she knows I'm not sexist to her. We have a team. We love each other. We're traditional conservative people, and, you know, I don't need the validation of a group of dumb, stupid bimbos who can't even run their own lives, let alone understand the seriousness of what I'm talking about. It's the fact that women have become a protected class is what's broken up the American family. Domestic violence laws, initiating these welfare laws that enable women to want to get divorced. It encourages them to want to be divorced, to want to be single parents, because the government incentivizes it for them. So that's why I'm saying, women, with all due respect, okay, you need to realize that you all have already had roughshod over the country for the past 100 years. You've been given the right to vote. You've been given the right to work. You've been given all the rights and then some, and now you have protected rights under the law in which you are a protective class, and yet you've accomplished absolutely nothing. You're still bitching about the pay discrepancy, whatever the fuck that means. You're still bitching about, a million woman march. I am woman, hear me roar. I mean, with all due respect, women, and it doesn't matter what kind of a woman you are at this point, man. I mean, you could be a woman that is supposedly Republican, supposedly conservative, and yet, look at this. We've got 2 Republican senators, Susan Collins out of Maine and Lisa Murkowski out of Alaska, all right, saying they can't vote for a Supreme Court justice that is pro-life, even though both of them voted for Neil Gorsuch. I mean, can you believe this shit? So that's why I'm saying, look, I don't really care what you women have to say anymore. You can call me a sexist. You can call me whatever the hell you want. But you women, especially in Western civilization, okay, you women have proven that you are incompetent, that you can't lead anybody. You have been given not only freedom, but you've given protected class. You have been given a protected class situation, and yet you have done nothing but bitched, moaned, and complained every step of the way. Let me ask you women something. Can you name something that you have built within the past 100 years to justify you being this boisterous and always complaining and always problem-causing demographic of a group? Can you explain? Can you explain what you've built? Can you explain what you've invented? Can you justify why you're causing the ruckus in Western civilization that you women are causing? You can't. You know, women are over 65% of the fucking workforce. You know that? It depends on what stat you want to believe, that it's either 60 to 65% of the workforce. And yet they're still bitching that they don't have enough pay. They don't have this. They don't have that. I mean, I want to be honest with you, folks. I think women at this point need to understand something. You need to understand something. That ever since we brought you all into legitimacy, Western civilization has taken a turn for the degenerate, for the worse, for the debauchery, for the hedonism, for the sick. I mean, I can go on and on. I blame specifically woman liberation as the means of why we are in the position we're in. And what do I mean by women liberation? This idea that,
oh, because I have a vagina, I'm so badass. I am woman, hear me roar.
I don't care if people think I'm sexist. I don't really give a shit anymore, man. I'm tired of playing games. I'm tired of pussyfooting around with broads. All right? You broads, ever since y'all have come out and tried to be Miss Independent, you all have ruined the family. You all have ruined children. You all have ruined society. You all have ruined America. And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I do not blame these up-and-coming generations for turning fag, for turning gay. You know, for wanting traps and wanting trannies. I don't blame them. I mean, what's the alternative? You dumb broads, all you do is bitch and moan. That's all you all do. I have yet to see you women do any fucking thing else except go out, complain, bitch and moan, claim that you're so powerful because you're a group of cunts, and putting pussy hats on, you know, putting costumes of vaginas on yourself. I mean, give me a break. I'm sorry. I'm not even kidding around. I am sick of these broads. And you know, somebody in the chat room, and one of these I'm monitoring all these chat rooms. Somebody in front of the chat room, obviously some liberal faggot, is saying, "Oh my God, you know, Ghost is so wrong. I mean, he sounds like Islam. He sounds like a fundamentalist Islam." Well, then that should go right up your alleys. That should go right up the leftist alleys. I mean, aren't you liberals down with Islam? I mean, aren't you women marching with the same women with burqas and hijabs? This should be right up your fucking alley.
Oh, he sound like fundamentalist Islam.
Well, what's wrong with that? You know, women are out here, they're marching with women in hijabs. And you know what that signifies to me? What it signifies to me, if women are walking around and marching with women in hijabs and women in burqas, that means, if you want my opinion, that these women in America, they want to be physically put back in the kitchen. They want to be physically put back in the kitchen. Because in my personal view, why in the hell would you march with some woman who is wearing a hijab? Do you dumb bitches realize that when a woman wears a hijab, her husband told her to do that? And that she's already in the kitchen? The only reason that she's out wearing a hijab is to manipulate you fat fucking ugly broads that are out there in Million Woman marches? Huh? Huh? You're fucking stupid, man. I'm tired of talking to you broads. I'm tired of looking at you Western women. You women are all fat. You're ugly. You're disgusting. I mean, you don't even want to take any more pride in yourselves anymore. You're uneducated. You're pathetic. You're hypocritical. You're a goddamn contradiction, and I'm sick and tired of you fucking broads. I'm serious. Get back in the kitchen and do something fucking productive, man. And look, of course, I'm not saying that every woman is some piece of crap or whatever, but a group is defined by its majority, folks. And if you take a look at the demographics that are at all these fucking protests, it's always these dumb broads. It's always these dumb women that have nothing else better to do because no one likes them. No one wants to befriend them. No one wants to hear their fucking dramatic problems. That's why they're always at the disposal of going to a fucking protest and being like, yeah, I'm a woman. Hear me roar. Ah! Stupid broads. Just talking about women makes me sick, man. I'm not even kidding, man. I feel sorry for you young people. I'm not even kidding around. I feel sorry for you young people. But anyway, I didn't even get off on this soliloquy about broads, but by God, man, once again, 2 Republican bimbos, all right, Susan Collins out of Maine and Lisa Murkowski, both senators, both claim that I can't vote for anybody that happens to be pro-life because I'm an old woman and I want the adulation to I want the adulation from my women demographic so I can say I'm pro-life. Fucking Susan Collins, man, give me a damn break. But this is what you get when you have women leaders. Instead of doing what they're supposed to do because we're in power and because that's that's what happens, they decide that they're going to go ahead and they're going to cause a ruckus. That they're going to cause a drama because I'm Susan Collins and I'm going to tell you all you have to listen to me now that the spotlight is on me and I'm getting invited to Sunday shows because I could be the deciding factor of the Republican Party's Supreme Court Justice. Shut up! Jesus Christ. Look, I've got people in here in the chat room perplexed because I just said women make me sick. Yeah, the modern woman makes me sick. You know what I'm saying? The modern woman makes me sick. You want to know why? Huh? Because these women, instead of being mothers and taking care of their children, you know what they're doing? They're taking their children to these protests. They're the ones causing this soy boy epidemic because they decided that, oh, I'm better than your father and I'm going to go away and I'm going to do this and I mean, give me a break. I mean, give me a fucking break. I'm so tired of you broads, man. I'm not joking. I almost want, never mind. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it, man. I really do not like these stupid modern-day Western women. And you know what? I don't care. I already got a woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not all alone over here. I'm not playing with my own Peter Popper, talking MGTOW over here. I'm speaking from mere observation of these broads. I mean, these broads, they don't clean anymore. They don't cook. They're slovenly. They're disgusting. You could smell these women now, for Christ's sake. They're all smelling like rotting salmon. I mean, it's disgusting, man. They got hairy pits. You know what I mean? You could smell their pH balance from 5 feet away. I mean, I'm not joking, man. Anyway, let me move on. I've wasted too much time on these broads. Anyway, let's talk about the president still. Let's talk a little bit about how he basically told the Democrats in relation to this immigration debate they keep riving up and keep flaming up, for Christ's sake, for a lack of a better term. He said that he's happy about the Democrats' abolish ICE mantra. The president says that Republicans will win the midterms because these people are out there basically going all out for illegal immigrants and criminals, much like I had been saying for the past 6 to 7 months. That's the only time Democrats and liberals come out and, make sure to do the protests and make sure to get on the damn boob tube and make sure to do all the hooping and hollering is when they're trying to do something in favor of an illegal immigrant or a goddamn criminal. They don't even love the law-abiding citizen. They don't even like this country! I mean, how do I say that and why do I say that, folks, is the proof in what they're doing. The proof in what they're doing. Now, if you're not aware, folks, they had a protest this past weekend about this child immigration separation situation. And there were protests in every major metropolis. This was obviously a staged event. They bust these idiots in. All right, but you know, the thing about these protests is, first of all, let me explain what they have done. Okay? First of all, the Democrats have provided a political stunt somehow linking Donald Trump with the child immigration separation policy that's been around since freaking George W. Bush. Not to mention, this child separation policy was accelerated during Obama. As a matter of fact, the former Department of Homeland Security Secretary, Jay Johnson, was on Fox News Sunday 2 weekends ago, claiming that the Obama administration not only child separated, but it was a necessity to do so. Where's the protest on Jay Johnson? Where's the protest on Obama? These people are fucking hypocrites. Now, first and foremost, that's how the Democrats were able to bamboozle all these mindless idiots, and of course they use their goons in the weaponized mainstream media. They have convinced these people that somehow this immigrant child separation issue is exclusive to Trump, okay? Then they take this immigrant child separation issue and go out this weekend in mass protest talking about, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe they're going to take away the children. Folks, they've been doing this for 30 years. I mean, does everybody remember Elian Gonzalez? Do you remember that? That kid that was on a boat with Cubans and they all fucking drowned except for the kid and a couple of people. And the kid was wanted by their parents back in Cuba. But the relatives of Elian Gonzalez wanted to keep him here because of a political asylum situation or whatever the case might be. But guess what? Bill Clinton and under his Department of Justice, Attorney General... the old bag, what the hell is her fucking name? Janet Reno. They decided that they were just going to go in, kidnap. Y'all remember that infamous picture of the SWAT team pointing a gun at Elian with that aunt of his holding him, or the uncle holding him, and they were crying and all that? Where was the protest then? Where's the protest then? This policy's been around since back fucking then! This is how stupid the fucking left is, man! And I can't stand this stupidity anymore! I can't stand this fucking stupidity! How more stupid can this country get? And on top of that, folks, they started this mantra, which I alluded to a little while ago, this mantra of abolish ICE. We have to abolish ICE. Oh, abolish ICE. You know, folks, this is how stupid the left is. Because, first of all, ICE has nothing to do with child separation, you fucking idiots! It's the Border Patrol that separates the fucking immigrants from their children! You uneducated, unknowledgeable, leftist shitheads! You'll believe anything you're fucking told! You're so fucking stupid! You'll believe anything some fucking talking head says on a fucking mainstream media than actually researching it for yourselves. This is a major threat to America's national security. This type of ignorance. This type of stupidity. You fucking idiots. ICE is not in charge of separating the goddamn children from their immigrant parents. It's Border Patrol, you stupid dumb idiots. But no. They've got all these people out here, and this is how, I'm telling you, this is pure manipulation and political coercion at its best. Because they have convinced all these numbnut people who just want to feel good about themselves. That's all it is. They all want to feel good about themselves. They got them all believing that this child immigrant separation policy is exclusively Trump's, okay? And that all of a sudden, it's ICE that has to be abolished because of the child separation issue when it's fucking Border Patrol is the ones that are doing the child separating. You know what ICE is? ICE is the law enforcement, the federal law enforcement agency that's going from town to town picking up illegal immigrants whenever they spot these sons of bitches. You understand? I mean, they're the ones going to L.A., taking out the goddamn MS-13 gangsters. As a matter of fact, they liberated Long Island. Long Island was bombarded with a bunch of MS-13 assholes. Then ICE moved in, started kicking some fucking ass, taking these MS-13 people out of Long Island. Now Long Island can breathe again. I mean, you people that are out here protesting, you don't even know what you're protesting for, and you're looking like idiots. You're looking like idiots. Hey, look, there's the picture. I just reposted the picture of some SWAT team, I don't know what agency, that went in to grab Elian Gonzalez. But why weren't Democrats protesting back then? That was a Democratic president that did this. I'm telling you, man. I mean, this immigration protest this past weekend just underscores how stupid people are. But you know what's funny about it? Even though they're all stupid and they're all out there protesting, it seems as if these liberals and these feminists and these soy boys and these Democrats, they like to stage these protests not necessarily to convey any kind of idea or to convey any kind of grievances, political or social. They actually just like to do this as a de facto festival for something to do. That's why it's so easy to get these people en masse to go around and carry a sign and, yeah, you know, I can't believe it, we love children, immigrant children, yay, all this bullshit. Hey, it's the Million Woman March, yay. I mean, it's the same shit, different plate at all these protests. It's always somebody that gets on a damn microphone and talks a bunch of nonsense, and everybody's like, yay, that's it. I sincerely doubt that at least 80% of the people that attend these goddamn protests are even going to go out and vote. They're not even going to go out and vote, folks. You know, I mean, they are doing this because it's something for them to do. It's like some kind of a group mentality. They belong to something, even though they're fucking losers that nobody calls, nobody emails, nobody chats with. But no, it's something we can do. It makes me feel virtuous. I can tell other people that I was at that protest. Where were you? Huh? You must have been doing something that you wanted to do, huh? Well, look at me. I was at the protest. I care about stuff. You don't, so fuck you. That's in their mind. That's what they think in their goddamn mind, for Christ's sake. And in my opinion, they can continue to stage these protests all they want. I don't really care. And the more and more they do, the more and more it makes the American people sick to their stomach. Because it makes no sense. They make no sense. They make no fucking sense. I mean, Democrats are putting more emphasis on these festival-like protests than they are gathering a clear message in an attempt to win something in 2018. And you know what's even better? All these contradictions and all this hypocrisy that's being thrown around by the left, it's coming back around to haunt them. You know what I mean? I mean, the Democrats don't even know where they're going. I mean, Maxine Waters last week, remember she was talking about harassing Trump supporters and violently confronting Trump supporters. Well, she got the rebuke from the Democrat leadership, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. And Maxine Waters actually came out and said that, these Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi will do and say anything to hold power, basically throwing the Democrat leadership under the bus. So now you got Maxine Waters talking garbage about her own Democratic leadership, boy. And on top of that, folks, I heard many black surrogates on the liberal medias, and not to mention on Fox media as well, claiming, and these are black liberals, these are black Democrats, that they're surrogates that are supposed to be pro-Democrat. They were actually crying a little bit of racism as it pertains to the rebuke of Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, as it pertains to Maxine Waters and her calls for violent confrontation. A lot of black liberal surrogates were on a lot of these talking head channels claiming that, well, I find it rather repulsive that a black Democrat can't have their voice be heard without the white
leadership telling the black person what to do and how to do it.
Yes! This is how we gotta fucking make these people come apart. We gotta throw their hypocrisy right in their faces. Because I'm telling you this right now, this is their weakling, folks. Black American people don't like Mexicans. Not that they don't like Mexican people from Mexicans that are from America, that are second, third generation Americans. No. They don't like Mexicans from Mexico. And this whole immigration debate, with the exception of those that are in power, like Elijah Cummings and the Black Caucus in Congress, these are the only people that are in favor of this whole hooping and hollering about immigration, child separation. You ain't going to hear this from your average, everyday black person. You think black people in Chicago give a flying fuck about the border right now? No. I mean, they care more about the amount of gun crime that is being afflicted in Chicago than they do about a bunch of illegal immigrant children being separated. I'm telling you, this right here, folks, puts an emphasis that even though you've got all this hooping and hollering, all these protests, you've got the talking heads of the lamestream media trying to shove it in your face that, we're the leftists and we're taking control and, socialism and all this garbage that they're trying to shove down our throats, they are pulling away from each other. Once again, after the Democrats rebuked Maxine Waters claims that Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi will do anything to hold power, and that she is not going to back down from her statements, and Maxine Waters is basically superseding the authority in the Democratic Party of Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. And once again, black liberal surrogates were all over the media today talking about an element or a hint of racism as it pertains of the rebuking of the Democratic leadership against Maxine Waters. I think this is great, folks, and we need to pry that open. We need to pry that racism open. We need to do some political operations that I'm going to probably talk about on Wednesday, in which we can pry the racist overtones within the leftist demographic. Because like I said, black folks do not like the illegal immigrant situation and the emphasis that it's being focused on. They don't like that one bit. And we need to put it in the black folks' faces. Like, hey, why are they caring about people that ain't even a part of this country? You got black folks here suffering. We got 800,000 kids that go missing every year. Where's the fucking protest for that? You've got kids that are in orphanages all over America that are parentless, that would love to be in a home of one of these leftist liberals if they're so worried about children, but I doubt that they're going to be adopting these children. This is all a bunch of hypocritical bullshit, folks, and we've got plenty of time to pry open the hypocrisies and make them infight amongst each other. Make them infight amongst each other. Aside from the racial situation that seemed to be erupting right now in the Democratic Party between Maxine Waters and the leadership of the Democratic Party, Chuck Kick the American People in the Ball Schumer, and Nancy Pelosi, I'm going to tell you about another schism in the Democratic Party. But first, I want to remind everybody this is the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. Once again, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I'd like to remind everybody to please spread this show link around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And I love that we independent now, baby. Ghost.report. All right, that's what you type in your browser. All right, ghost.report. Add it to your bookmarks. Add it to your favorites, baby. Ghost.report. And by the way, Go ahead and follow me on my only social media representation on the internet today, and that's on Gab, folks. That's on Gab. You can go ahead and type in your browser gab.ai to get on Gab. And once you do, you can follow me under the name Politics Ghost. All right? Under the name Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All right? And if you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, it's fucking easy, so go ahead and do it. Come and kick back with us, baby. Come on down. If you want to be a part of the True Capitalist Radio chat room, all you got to do is go to my Gab account right now, Politics Ghost, and hit the subscribe button for premium content. Hit the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, go ahead and give me a private message on Gab, and I'll make sure to give you a private invitation to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. It's that simple, baby. Don't forget to give me your Discord chat name as well. It's that simple. Now that we've got that all out of the way, let me go ahead and get to the other components. We were just discussing how you've got black liberal surrogates on these talking head programs on television alluding to subtle racism in relation to the rebuking of Maxine Waters by the Democratic leadership, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. Well, here's another schism that's being pried out of the Democrats right now, and that's this new socialist movement that's coming out. Remember, you've got this dumb, stupid bimbo out of New York. Her name is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and man, she's been all over the media because so what? She unseated some stupid 10-term mumser that was, in charge of this district, that didn't really do much for this district, who was a part of the establishment but didn't do anything for the community, etc. And so what? She out-primaried some stupid incumbent. Big deal. This 27-year-old self-proclaimed socialist, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she likes to tout herself as being a girl from the Bronx. But guess what? It comes out that she didn't grow up in the Bronx. No. She didn't grow up in the Bronx. This isn't J-Lo. This ain't J-Lo. This Ocasio-Cortez is not a girl from the Bronx. She grew up in Westchester County. Oh, another champagne socialist. Another champagne socialist. I mean, good God. I mean, you liberals actually fall for this garbage? And you know what's really sad? Is that these liberals, even though they find out this information, even though they find out that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez grew up with white privilege, because isn't that what these idiots like to say, is like, oh, you had a great upbringing, you were able to go to a nice school, you were able to grow up in a nice neighborhood. You have fucking white privilege, man. Fucking white privilege, dude. I mean, isn't that what she's growing up? I mean, how in the hell can she be a socialist? How can she be a socialist when she grew up in Westchester County? Did you know that the average median income in Westchester County is $117,000 a year? $117,000 a year in Westchester County, but no, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Miss Socialist, Miss Girl from the Bronx, no, she's a woman of the people, right? She's a woman of the people. Give me a fucking break, man. How you liberals fall for this is beyond me. But this underscores how ignorant and stupid you fucking people are, and you should have your voter rights revoked if you could fall for this kind of shit. You should have your voter rights revoked if you could fall for this crap.
I'm a socialist. I'm Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. I'm a girl from the Bronx, bitch. I'm a girl from the Bronx, man.
You didn't grow up in the Bronx, you stupid broad. You grew up in Westchester County. Hey, wait a minute. Am I wrong? But isn't Westchester, isn't that where Bam Margera and all those rich kids grew up from CKY? Isn't that where they grew up, for Christ's sake? Give me a fucking break, man.
Oh, I'm a girl from the Bronx, bitch. I'm a girl from the Bronx, bitch.
And by the way, some journalist tried to tweet at Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, forwarding her this information that she didn't grow up in the Bronx, and she didn't know what the hell to say. She didn't know what the hell to say. And she doesn't. I mean, man, it just makes me sick that leftists can fall for this. I mean, liberals talk all this shit about how
I don't want no elitist, man. I don't want no elitist. I don't want no elitist. I don't want no elitist.
How more elite can you get when you've got somebody claiming to be socialist who grew up at the peak and in the bastion of capitalism? I mean, Westchester County, average income is $117,000, and yet this bitch is going to come out and claim that you hear her narrative, right?
Oh, I grew up in the Bronx. I grew up in the hard Bronx, and I did this, and yeah, I did it all, man. I'm a bartender. I did everything right. Boricua. That's right. She's a Puerto Rican. As a matter of fact, one of her key points to her platform is solidarity with Puerto Rico. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, look, man, I'm sorry. I hate Puerto Ricans, man. I'm sorry. I mean, if you happen to be Puerto Rican and you happen to be a cool person or something, I'm sorry. Maybe you're exception to the rule, but a group is defined by its majority, man. Puerto Rican are one of the most useless, chameleon-raced people I've ever had the privy of coming across. I'm not even joking around, man. Puerto Ricans make me sick. I mean, did y'all remember when the Hurricane Marie, what was it last year? Remember it came into Puerto Rico and supposedly did all this damage? And what did the Puerto Ricans do after Marie had just went away? Did the Puerto Ricans start rebuilding and start gathering up shit and start rebuilding the electrical grid? Just as the people. Like that's what we did in Houston. You know what I mean? When the hurricane hit in Houston, right after the damn hurricane stopped, we didn't wait for anybody to come help us. We were out there. We were cleaning up trash, cleaning up debris, helping people bring back their houses back to life. We were doing everything on our own. And what was Puerto Rico doing? Folks, there were pictures, and I gabbed them. Actually, I think I tweeted them when I had my Twitter account, unfortunately. But there were pictures of Puerto Ricans after the hurricane in masses. And not to mention they're fat in the ass in Puerto Rico. Stop fucking eating. You can't claim that you're poor, Puerto Ricans, and you're a poor fucking country, and you're all fucking fat. Anyway, they were all in mass with their fucking cell phones above their heads looking for cell phone services because the internet is more important than actually cleaning up the fucking home that you reside in, right? I'm telling you, man, I'm sorry, you know, people can call me, you know, whatever they want, but I have the right to prejudge. And you can say that I'm prejudiced against Puerto Ricans because I don't like them. They're lazy people. I mean, just look at what they are in their own fucking country. They want us to go in and rebuild everything, to give them everything. Why, man? Fuck Puerto Rico. I don't want Puerto Rico to have anything to do with the United States, to be honest with you. I don't want it to be a province. I don't want it to be a state. Because every Puerto Rican I've ever come across, what do they talk about? Oh, man, I'm going to go to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. They have more fucking loyalty to this pissing ground island, which was nothing more than a slave trade outpost, which is why this fucking race of people is a chameleon race, all right, because it was a slave trading outpost. Okay? And that's why these guys, every time they're around a bunch of black people, these Puerto Ricans are like, yeah, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm Puerto Rican, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker like me, no Puerto Rican. Whenever they're around a bunch of Mexican people, it's like, órale, baricua, no está lastima, boricua, morena, no está boricua. And whenever they're around a bunch of white folks, it's like, hi, I'm Puerto Rican, but I know what I'm talking about. Everything's okay. I know things. I mean, I don't like Puerto Ricans. I'm sorry, man. I don't like them. And to be honest with you, her district, this broad Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, her whole goddamn district is a bunch of Puerto Ricans. So you mean to tell me that didn't have a factor? Huh? You didn't even tell me that didn't have a factor? The fact that she's like, oh, I want solidarity with Puerto Rico. I want solidarity with Puerto Rico.
Get the hell out of here. Solidarity with Puerto Rico. I want Puerto Rico to be a fucking pimple off of the ass of America. I'd like Puerto Rico to be burnt off of the ass of America. I am sick of Puerto Rico, sick of Puerto Ricans. You people are useless, all right? You people are useless. Jesus Christ. And look, I've got somebody in here on the Gab telling me Puerto Rico is the USA. It's just as much a part of the USA as Hawaii was in 1941. Well, we don't want it. Puerto Rico is useless, man. It's costing us, the American taxpayers, money. You understand? Why do I have to pay for a bunch of Puerto Ricans that, I mean, I'm never going to visit that pissing ground of an island. Why do we have to pay for these people? These people are useless, man. I'm telling you, I have no respect for people after a natural disaster that refuse to get up and help themselves. I mean, it's just hard to have respect for people that way. And all you people are fat in the ass. I saw those pictures, folks. I mean, if y'all don't believe me, take a Google search for yourself. Put in Puerto Rico. I think I forgot what hurricane it was. Hurricane Marie. Take a look at the pictures. All these Puerto Ricans were all walking around in like hundreds, thousands of them, walking around with their goddamn phone above their head, trying to get phone service because internet is more important than actually cleaning up your goddamn country, right? Jesus Christ, man. I'm sick of Puerto Rico. I think it's a waste. And if you want my opinion, I think what we should be using it for what we used to use it for. It's fucking a bombing ground to test bombs and shit. Anyway, by the way, aside from me shit-talking this stupid socialist, champagne socialist slutbag, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the supposed girl from the Bronx who ended up being from Westchester, you've got Senator Tammy Duckworth out of Illinois, who said here in a Sunday show, I think it was yesterday, she basically discredited this socialist, the socialist insurgents of the Democratic Party. Tammy Duckworth, which is a former veteran of the United States Air Force, I believe, said on this past Sunday's, I think she was on the NBC show, I'm not sure which Sunday show it was, she says, and I quote, "I don't think you can go too far left and still win the Midwest." I don't think you can go too far left and still win the Midwest, and I completely agree with that. And I'm glad that you've got some people in the Democratic Party not wanting the party to go damn full-fledged kooky socialist. But then you had this dumb, stupid cunt, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, again, tweeting at Tammy Duckworth, stating, "Oh, even though I respect Miss Duckworth, Bernie won some Midwest states," and she lists the Midwest states that Bernie won. But, hey, Ocasio-Cortez, that was a primary, you dumb, stupid idiot. That was a primary. That isn't the general election. That's a primary, you stupid, dumb idiot. She's basing Bernie Sanders' success in Midwest states in a Democratic primary, and she's out here trying to compare that as legitimacy to win a fucking national election. Typical Puerto Rican. I'm sorry. Typical goddamn Puerto Rican. Give me my freaking water. And hey, all you Puerto Ricans that are out here are gabbing at me, claiming that Puerto Rico is so great, it's a pissing ground. Give me a break. It's a pissing ground. It's a fucking pissing ground is what it is. Anyway, let me move on, folks. We're running out of time here. Let's get to some international news. Now, we talked about the Mexican elections this past Friday. Well, unfortunately, like yours truly had said on Friday, the leftist extremist López Obrador, or better known as AMLO, has been voted as president-elect of Mexico. Now, what's interesting about this is that the president, obviously proactively called the president-elect of Mexico, President AMLO. AMLO is his nickname. It's short for the first letters of all his names. And congratulated AMLO for winning the presidency of Mexico. And believe it or not, folks, according to the president in his latest tweet, the president, Donald Trump, got a verbal commitment from AMLO. Remember, this guy is supposed to be an extreme leftist. He's even said during his campaign that it's a human right to go into the United States, etc. Okay? He has a verbal commitment from AMLO to curb illegal immigrants coming into the United States border. Oh! Yes! Yes! I mean, even though he's a leftist, he's realizing that, hey, I've got power now. I got power now, Cardinal. I got power now, and I'm going to use it. Yes. I'm telling you this right now. If this is legitimate, if AMLO, the latest leftist presidential-elect, is giving a verbal commitment to the President of the United States to curb illegal immigrants from coming through the U.S. border, I mean, that would spell millions in political capital. And what I mean by that is that if AMLO is willing to play ball and stop these immigrants from coming into the United States border or getting to the United States border, then that means that he may be open to a new deal as it pertains to the United States and Mexico renegotiating NAFTA. And if that's the case, then maybe this leftist may not be as extreme leftist economically. He may be more leftist politically and socially. And if that's the case, then we may be seeing not necessarily Mexico go down a full-fledged shithole capacity. And he has to know this at this point because AMLO is not too far away from Venezuela. Venezuela and its, whatever you want to call it, communism, socialist experiment has ended in complete and utter disaster. Now, if AMLO was smart, he would realize that the reason it became a disaster is because the communists and socialists in Venezuela nationalized all industries. And I would hope that he, being hopefully an observant communist, realizes that communists can't micromanage the economy. And that if communists want to, or socialist, communist, whatever the hell they want to call themselves, if they want to dictate anything, the only thing that they can dictate and still sustain power in is much like the Chinese model to a certain degree, but a little less totalitarian, and that's allowing the people to be economically free while asserting communist social and political rules that are privy to what most communists all agree to. Now, if that's the case, well, then we may still be able to make a deal with Mexico. And what I mean by making a deal with Mexico is that if China doesn't want to play ball with us, Mexico could be the legitimate new manufacturing hub of the world, especially of America. I mean, if they could manufacture our goods in Mexico, it would cost nothing to ship them right across the border into the United States. I mean, it's simple. It's that damn simple. It would bring down the cost of goods. It would make new economic prosperity for Mexico. It would sustain the continuity of the power of AMLO if he wanted to be a goddamn leader for a long period of time. And he'd be able to dictate whatever political and social rules that he wanted. He just cannot, and I repeat, and I hope he understands this, he cannot centralize the economics of Mexico. He cannot nationalize the economics of Mexico. But I'm hoping that López Obrador, the president-elect of Mexico, I hope he's legitimate in this verbal commitment to the president, President Trump, to curb illegal immigrants coming to the United States border. I hope that he's legitimate about this. I hope this ain't all talk. I hope this ain't a bunch of, what do these Mexicans call it? A bunch of jale, right? A bunch of jale? I think that means a bunch of shit, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Anyway, folks, we shall keep our eyes on Mexico, and let's see what happens. All right, let's see what happens. Now, let's move on to Germany. We've been talking about Germany for the past week and a half. We've been talking about on this show that the Bavarian Interior Minister in Germany wants a completely new migrant deal, and Merkel needs to capitulate. Now, because Merkel is so hardcore on this refugee migrant crisis, she's very unwilling to basically eliminate the whole migrant situation in general, like to not accept any more migrants in Germany. And because the Bavarians decided that, I don't know, they're pussies or something, they decided to give Merkel, Angela Merkel, 2 weeks. 2 weeks to come up with some deal as it pertains to the migrant crisis from the EU. So Angela Merkel went to the EU and, I'm Angela Merkel! I come to the EU because they, out there in my parliament, they want to take me off as Chancellor, and I cannot be taken off as Chancellor, so we have to make a deal about the migrant crisis, because I'm Angela Merkel, and I want to be Chancellor. I want to be Chancellor more, so let's make a deal, EU, on the migrant crisis, because I'm Angela Merkel. Lotschlagen, Schliegen, Schlagen, Volkswagen. Anyway, Angela Merkel goes to the EU, tries to make a deal with the European Union, Brussels bureaucrats, and they actually capitulate. I'm really surprised that the EU capitulated to this capacity. Now, what did they agree to? They agreed to, they agreed to something called. Hold on, let me get this. I got it on the other production notes here. What the hell did they... Oh, yeah. Secure Centers for Immigrants. Okay? That's what I just wanted to get the name right. Secure Centers for Immigrants, so that the migrants can go through the asylum process to legitimize or delegitimize their claims. So these secured control centers are set up in EU states that voluntarily want them. I mean, doesn't this sound eerily similar to what the United States is doing right now to their immigrants? Or to our immigrants, I should say. I mean, isn't this what we're doing? I mean, don't we have the children that we separate from the criminal, illegal, alien parents? Aren't we putting them in a nice facility, and we're putting them in a center until we can facilitate the whole process of whether it's an asylum claim or whether it's a criminal claim or whatever the case might be? I mean, isn't this what we're doing? How come you liberals aren't protesting the EU? You stupid, fucking hypocritical idiots, man! God damn, I'm sick of these fucking liberals. But anyway, this was the deal. This was the deal that Angela Merkel had reached with the EU, that instead of just bringing in these refugees into nation states and allowing them to be a part of the country, that they are going to establish secure centers, secure controlled centers to process asylum claims or to have them go back to their country of origin. And it says any migrants' claims that are rejected, they will be returned to their country. Now, when this deal was brought back to the Parliament of Germany, the Bavarian Interior Minister thought it was a bunch of crap. I'm saying the fucking Bavarian Interior Minister said, Angela Merkel, this is unacceptable. I am going to resign. I'm going to resign, and this is going to break up the Christian bloc, and it's going to break up the government. So this means that the German government did not approve of the EU deal that Angela Merkel did with this controlled, secured centers to process asylum seekers in EU states that voluntarily want these secured centers in their states. They've rejected it, and it looks as if, folks, the end is near for our old whore, Angela Merkel. The end is near, Angela! The end is near, and as soon as it's near, I think once she's no longer in power, Angela Merkel should be prosecuted, man. Angela Merkel should be prosecuted for what she did, not only to Germany, but the other EU nation states. I'm not joking around, man. I'm not joking around. I'm glad this has happened. It could not have happened to a better, stupid, dumb broad than Angela Merkel. So is this the end? Are we finally not going to see Angela Merkel anymore? Are we finally going to see her just wither away into oblivion, for Christ's sake? Huh? What do you got to say, Angela Merkel?
I am Angela Merkel, and I will do whatever it takes to make sure I am in power. I am Angela Merkel, and I will not go quietly in that good night. I will not. I will continue to fight so I can make Chancellor of Germany. Schlagen, Volkswagen.
So we shall see. Everybody keep your eyes on Germany, and we shall see if Angela Merkel can keep her reign as German Chancellor. I doubt it. I think here in a week we're going to see the German government kind of break up. We're going to see some snap elections, and we're going to see what happens, right? We're going to see what happens. Anyway, let me go on and move on to some North Korean news. Now, we have heard a lot of reports that the North Koreans are out here trying to not necessarily denuclearize, but they're supposedly building certain nuclear sites and adding on to certain nuclear sites. This, of course, is according to a lot of satellite imagery, things of that capacity. But like I said in the last broadcast, even if this is the case, remember, you have to understand how Asians act and negotiate. Everything to them is about honor. It's about honor to these people. And that honor is a very weird type of situation. But you have to honor them so that they can oblige what it is that you want to do. And I think that if there is any kind of screwiness happening with some of these nuclear sites that we've allegedly been seeing on the satellites, I think it has a lot to do with posturing. I think it has a lot to do with tit for tat, whether or not, we're going to do something for Korea. Because lest we forget, North Korea, that is, has given a lot to the United States. They gave us the prisoners, and we didn't have to do anything for those prisoners. Unlike Obama, who paid $1.5 billion for the Iranian prisoners, the first time in American history the United States president ever paid for a ransom for anybody. And not to mention, North Korea has done a lot to show the world that they are in favor of denuclearization. I think that what North Korea wants is for us to capitulate to a certain extent. And that's why, even though we've had these reports that supposedly North Korea is rebuilding certain nuclear sites, we've got Secretary of State Pompeo going to North Korea on July 5th to help solidify this North Korean deal and help facilitate this denuclearization. And I think that what this comes down to, folks, is North Korea obviously wants something from us. They want little something from us because they've capitulated so much, and I guess within the Asian eyes, we have to do something for them. So I think this is what the Pompeo visit this July 5th, and you're going to see Pompeo in North Korea July 5th. This is what this is all about. This is what this is all about. And look, I want to be honest with you. I'm pretty confident that North Korea wants to denuclearize. I don't think that Kim Jong-un is of the same mindset as his father, Kim Jong-il, or his grandfather, Kim Il-sung. Both his grandfather and his father were sick maniacs who just adored the country, fawning over them, and, treating them as gods and things of that capacity. And because Kim Jong-un was educated in Switzerland and has been around the world and has seen the world more than most people in the country of North Korea, he realizes that there's a whole new world, a whole other world out there besides this hermit kingdom that he inherited. And I think that he understands that if he was to somehow not only denuclearize North Korea, but in some attempt unify the Koreas themselves, that not only would he go down in some North Korea history, which the only people that would care would be the Hermit Kingdom in North Korea, he would go down in world history. World history. And I think he understands this. I just think that he's trying to preserve his own continuity as well. I mean, lest we forget, man. I mean, Muammar Gaddafi was somebody who laid down their weapons of mass destruction. This was after 9/11. This was after George Bush invaded both Afghanistan and Iraq. Muammar Gaddafi decided to relinquish his weapons of mass destruction. He allowed the IAEA, which is the International Atomic Energy Agency, to go in there and inspect and to validate that he had no weapons of mass destruction in any of the sites that were supposedly there to house weapons of mass destruction and laboratories to enrich uranium and nuclear weaponry, etc. And he decided that, okay, I'm not going to be a nuclear power. I'm just going to be Muammar Gaddafi. I'm just going to have my country and leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Well, that wasn't the case now, was it, folks? The EU, in conjunction with the Obama administration, went after Muammar Gaddafi and overthrew Muammar Gaddafi. And ever since Muammar Gaddafi has been overthrown, Libya, folks, has been a complete hellhole. Nobody talks about Libya. I mean, you want to talk about children being separated from their families. Children are being forced to put at war, forced to be suicide bombers in this fucking country. I mean, you people, this is why I personally believe, and I'm going to go back to the Iran nuke deal. This is why I personally believe the Iranian nuke deal was a payoff, not some nuclear deal to supposedly stop the nuclear ambitions of Iran. I personally believe Iran knows something. Iran knows something about why the EU and the Obama administration not only took out Muammar Gaddafi, but also took out Mubarak in Egypt, tried to take out Bashar al-Assad in Syria. I mean, all these are secular leaders. Why did they take out secular leaders? And these secular leaders that were taken out by the EU and the United States actually had control of these Muslim Yehudis. And now that there's no control over this region, we've got wild Yehudis suicide bombing themselves, trying to cause holy war in the region and elsewhere. And that's why I'm telling you, folks, I mean, in my opinion, I personally believe that the reason Libya was overthrown, I mean, I can't tell you that, but I can tell you Iran knows. I can tell you that right now. That's why they were paid $260 billion to supposedly stop their nuclear ambitions. That was a payoff, folks. That was a payoff. And I want to know what Iran knows. And I'm going to give a warning to Iran right now. You better tell us. Hold on, I'll talk about Iran in a second. Let me finish talking about North Korea. Once again, that's why North Korea is like somewhat playing a little chicken with this nuclear site that's been focused on by this satellite imagery, in which the satellite imagery claims that they're building their nuclear site as opposed to denuclearizing their site. But I personally believe that this is just posturing, much like the posturing that was going on during, the big button and your little button and all this stuff that supposedly leftists were claiming that was going to get us into a nuclear war. Remember that? I think this is much to do about posturing, about Asian honor, etc. Remember, the North Koreans have given us a lot, at least in the eyes of Asia, and we haven't given them anything. So it's about time for us to do something for them, and I think that's why Pompeo, once again, is going on July 5th to go visit North Korea so we can help facilitate this denuclearization. All right, what do we have to do? What do you want from us? Let's make a deal. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Art of the deal, baby. Art of the deal. Now, let's get to Iran, okay? Like I said, I think Iran has something over the Obama administration and the EU. That's why the EU continuously wants to oblige this goddamn Iranian nuke deal, even though the President Trump, has ripped it up into shreds and say we're not acknowledging this shit anymore. I mean, why is it? Why does the EU want to continue to acknowledge and sustain the Iranian nuke deal? It doesn't even make any sense. And I personally believe the reason is because whatever Iran knows, they don't want them to tell us. And I'm going to tell you, Iran, your days are fucking numbered. Okay? Your days are numbered. The Ayatollah's days are numbered. The President Rouhani's days are numbered. Because, folks, I'm going to be honest with you, in Iran, if they don't come to the table and tell Donald Trump what the hell it is they know about the EU and the Obama administration and why the hell they paid Iran $250 billion to keep their mouths shut, well, then Iran is going to fall into a billion pieces. Right now, folks, there's massive protests in Iran over water shortages, let alone protest against the government and their oppression. Demonstrators in the city of Khorramshahr, I hope I said that right, Khorramshahr, demonstrators have attacked banks, public buildings, and have attacked authorities, etc., because there's a major water shortage in this area, the city of Khorramshahr. And this doesn't include the protests that are happening in Tehran, which are obviously economic and political in nature. I mean, so every day we're hearing more and more protests out of Iran, which underscores the fact that the people don't want to be led by them any longer. I mean, this goes back to 2009, folks. I mean, I've been saying this time and time again. I was the only person on any media whatsoever screaming about somebody to go and aid the 2009 Iranian Revolution. I mean, not even in a direct conflict capacity, in a clandestine capacity. Yet nobody did anything. And now you've actually got people acknowledging, even in the media, I've read articles here recently acknowledging, had Obama went after and helped the Iranian Revolution of 2009, we wouldn't have even had to deal with Iran, let alone have a goddamn nuclear deal paying them $250, $60 billion. So this goes to show you something, folks. Iran has something over the United States, or at least the Obama administration, and the EU. I mean, how much more proof do you need, man? I mean, lest we forget, folks, that it was the Obama administration that told federal law enforcement agencies to stand down in a massive investigation involving the Hezbollah network in the United States. Y'all remember that? Look it up. If you don't believe me, Google up Obama Hezbollah stand down. Let's put that in Google and find the article. It was the Obama administration that told federal law enforcement agencies to stand down in this massive investigation into the Hezbollah network in the United States. Now, what were they doing? They were actually using used car sales as a means to funnel money out of the United States to Hezbollah in Lebanon, so that they can make their regime and their outfit that much more stronger, more weaponized, etc. Now, why exactly would Obama tell law enforcement agency to stand down in its investigation and its potential arrests? They were ready to arrest these Hezbollah assholes. How come Obama told them to stand down and allow them to keep selling cars and funding their Hezbollah operations in the international community? Why is that? The same reason why you'd ask, why the hell would we give $250, $60 billion to Iran? To supposedly stop their nuclear ambitions. And folks, even in the deal, they don't stop their nuclear ambitions. It just gives them a small timetable to not do it, and then they eventually do it, what is it, in 2025, 2023 or some shit like that? Give me a break! This was a payoff, man! And I want to know what the hell they got paid off. So Iran your days are numbered, and the only way you're going to be able to survive this is if you tell Donald Trump what the hell you know in an intelligence capacity on the European Union and the Obama administration. You have to tell us. Because anybody who is an observer, especially an astute political observer, is not stupid. This was obviously a payoff, and we want to know what the hell you paid them off about. But anyway, if you don't, go ahead, Iran. Go ahead and not play ball. Go ahead and think that you can go ahead and do whatever it is that you want to do. You've got mass protests on a daily basis in all parts of the country, from Tehran to, where the hell is this? Koramashar, wherever the fuck that is. Massive protests in Koramashar, Iran, over water shortages. I mean, they can't feed their people. They can't house their people. They can't even have their people drink fresh water anymore. I'm telling you, Iran, you're going to screw yourselves. Get off of your high horse and tell Trump what you know. Tell Trump what you know. Anyway, folks, we are pretty much done with the news for today. So with that being said, we got about 15 minutes left. Let's talk about some headlines on DrudgeReport.com. Once again, Drudge Report is a pretty decent news aggregation site. I have been going to it since 1995, 94, when goddamn Drudge was on news groups. So, pretty good stuff. Now, let me go ahead. If you want to follow with me, we're just going to be discussing headlines on DrudgeReport.com. So you want to follow along with me, go ahead and hook it up. Right above the main headline, Cohen breaks silence. Now, I want to talk about this. I'm glad that I'm talking about this now. This Cohen, this attorney for the president, he had an interview, supposedly, with this Clinton operative, Stephanopoulos. And I've read the interviews, I've read the transcripts, folks. He said absolutely nothing. He said nothing. He said nothing about turning against the president. He said nothing about, he said nothing. He absolutely talked like a lawyer the whole time. I mean, Stephanopoulos asked him, would you turn on the president? And all he said was, my first loyalty is family, country. All right? Okay, great. I mean, that didn't answer the question. And, will you allow the president and his lawyers to make a lesson out of you, to demean you in any capacity? And all he said is, I will not be a punching bag for anybody or any lawsuit. I mean, he said nothing. He said fucking nothing! I mean, I'm telling you this right now, folks. I mean, this is fake news. The Stephanopoulos Cohen interview is fake news. Cohen said absolutely fucking nothing. But, you got this mainstream media wanting to make much to do about nothing, so there you go. There's your fake news for you. Anyway, let's take a look at the headline. Feds probe Facebook statements. Zuckerberg testimony eyed. Oh, man. Woo! It's time for you to go down, Zuckerberg! It's time for you to go down! That's right, Mark Zuckerberg. I'm sick and tired of you, you stupid moron. Anyway, this is out of the Washington Post. Facebook's disclosures under scrutiny as federal agencies join probe of tech giant's role in sharing data with Cambridge Analytica. Okay, this is by Craig Timberg, Elizabeth Dwoskin, Matt Zaposky, and Devin Barrett. Jesus Christ, this is a pretty big goddamn story for all these people, but let's go ahead and take a look. A federal investigation into Facebook's sharing of data with political consultancy Cambridge Analytica has broadened to focus on the actions and statements of the tech giant and now involves multiple agencies, including the Security and Exchange Commission, according to people familiar with the official inquiries. Representatives for the FBI, the SEC, and the Federal Trade Commission have joined the Department of Justice in its inquiries about two companies and the sharing of personal information of 71 million Americans. Suggesting the wide-range nature of the investigation, said 5 people who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss a probe that remains incomplete. Facebook discovered in 2015 that Cambridge Analytica, which later worked for the Trump campaign, of course, they didn't work for the Trump campaign, you moron. That is fake news right there. They did not work for the Trump campaign. That is fake fucking news. Had obtained Facebook data to create voter profiles. Yet Facebook didn't disclose that information to the public until March, on the eve of the publication of the news reports about the matter. And the reason I'm saying that them claiming that they worked for the Trump campaign is fucking a bunch of crap. Cambridge Analytica was a data mining operation that sold people's information. That's what their fucking business was. They make it seem as if Cambridge Analytica was just this big, huge cabal that decided to go against Facebook and get 71 million people's information so that they can exclusively give it to Trump or some shit. Do you see how manipulative these fake news bastards are? Trump used this amongst a whole array of different internet companies in an attempt to market the campaign. Give me a freaking break. Anyway, the questioning from federal investigators centers on what Facebook knew 3 years ago and why the company didn't reveal it at the time to its users or its investors, as well as any discrepancies in more recent accounts, among other issues, according to these people. The Capitol Hill testimony of Facebook officials, including Chief Executive Mark Zuckerberg, also is being scrutinized as part of the probe, said people familiar with federal inquiries. Facebook confirmed that it had received questions from the federal agencies and said it was sharing information and cooperating in other ways. What do you mean cooperating in other ways? We are cooperating with officials in the U.S., UK, and beyond, said Facebook spokesman Mike Steinfeld, parentheses. We've provided public testimony, answered questions, and pledged to continue our assistance as their work continues. Oh my God. The Department of Justice and other federal agencies declined to comment. The FTC in March disclosed that it was investigating Facebook over possible privacy violations. The SEC described the investigation as the Facebook matter. According to 2 people who have seen the related documents, Cambridge Analytica has closed operations since the scandal erupted, and an inquiry into its press office was returned undeliverable. The New York Times previously reported that the Justice Department was investigating Cambridge Analytica, which had also worked with Republican candidates besides Donald Trump, not to mention Democrat candidates, you fucking asshole. But the extent of federal investigation into the actions and statements of Facebook itself has not previously been revealed. The fact that the Justice Department, the FBI, the SEC, and the FTC are sitting down together does raise serious concerns, said David Valdek, former director of the FTC Bureau of Consumer Protection and now a Georgetown law professor. He said that he had no direct knowledge of the investigation, but said the combination of agencies involved does raise all sorts of red flags. Oh, so goodbye to Zuckerberg, yay. Goodbye to this ass clown. Get him out of here! And that should be the end of Facebook while we're at it, too. Sick and tired of Facebook. Hate Facebook. Let's hurry up and let's put Mark Zuckerberg in prison. How about that? Zuckerberg for prison. How about that? Zuckerberg for prison. Let me go to the next headline on Drudge Report. Can Trump counter soaring gas prices? Well, he has asked the Saudis to increase production. Saudis do promise to pump more, but when? When exactly? When? We shall see. We shall see, huh? Next headline, Goodwin, whoever the hell Goodwin is. Who is this guy? Hold on. Goodwin. Who is this guy? I don't even know who the hell Goodwin is. Who the hell is this guy? can you put his name? Oh, Michael Goodwin. This is out of the New York Post. And apparently Michael Goodwin is a Democrat, but he's come out and said the left needs to face reality. Trump is winning. Trump is winning! And you want to know why Trump is winning? And I've read the article about Goodwin. It's because the left doesn't know where the hell they're going. I mean, at least the Republicans have passed a tax cut that's been, visible in everybody's pockets. I mean, there's a diffused nuclear confrontation with North Korea. I mean, there's just so much that Trump has done, and the only thing the Democrats have is bitching and moaning. Bitching and moaning. Bitching and fucking moaning! That's it! That's all they got! There's no clear message on where the Democrats are headed. There's no clear political message in which anyone who happens to be center-left of Democrat that can receive and actually palate. So I'm just saying, man, you Democrats are doing us a favor by continuously acting like petulant children. All right? I mean, the approval rating of the president is like almost 50% still, regardless of all the lamestream media lies and all these dumb protests. You all can continue to bitch and moan. No one really cares. Everybody's fucking tired of you people. Everybody's tired of you people. Anyway, did everybody... I don't know why I'm even bringing this up, but this is the next headline. LeBron moves to the Hollywood game. If y'all don't know, LeBron James, this stupid, dumb, overrated ball player has finally decided that he was going to go to the LA Lakers for the last remaining part of his career. And I want to be honest with you, man. LeBron James is the only best player, quote-unquote, in the NBA to hop around from team to team trying to look for other players to help him look good. I mean, when you're a badass team player, if you're a franchise player, you make things happen. I really hate this LeBron James garbage. That he's the best player, he's this, he's that. I mean, I remember Michael Jordan, baby. Michael Jordan, he didn't go and make sure that he had the best players around him. Whoever was playing around him, they better play well or you aren't going to play with Michael Jordan. I mean, Michael Jordan forced people to play out of their tree. I mean, Michael Jordan would force people to be better than they were, for Christ's sake. I mean, does anybody remember, besides Scottie fucking Pippen, the guys that were around the early Bulls championships? Do y'all remember those guys? No, you don't! I mean, unless you happen to have been a Bulls fan. Do y'all remember John Paxson? No, you don't remember John Paxson. Who gives a shit about John Paxson? Do y'all remember B.J. Armstrong? No, you don't remember B.J. Armstrong. Who gives a shit about B.J. Armstrong? Remember that old fucking center? I mean, this just goes to show you how brilliant of a fucking player Jordan was. They had Bill Cartwright. Old-ass Bill Cartwright. I mean, have y'all ever seen anybody take a more screwy and a more weird free throw shot than Bill Cartwright? I mean, these players that were around Michael Jordan were nothing. But here you have LeBron over here. I got to go to my team that's going to make me play better. I got to go to a team that's going to make me play better, baby. Get the hell out of here, for Christ. You're a loser, LeBron. You're losing so bad. You're losing more than your hairline, for Christ's sake. You make me sick. No, man, but I'm the best player in the world, baby. You know what I'm saying? I just need good players around me. I need good players around me. And then, when you got a Kyrie around you, which makes you look even worse of a player than you were, he doesn't like that either. Haven't you noticed that? He don't like a Kyrie coming in, making him look like a fool or showing him up. That's why Kyrie got traded. That's why he got traded. So, I mean, you can't have it both ways, LeBron. If you want good players around you, you got to let them play their game and not you be the fucking quintessential ball hog. Give me a fucking break. I'm sick and tired of LeBron. I spit on your receding hairline, ignorant ass. Plus, you know what? You disrespect my president too, LeBron. I hope you get I hope your Achilles tendon burst, you fucking piece of crap. All right? Let's all hope for a busted Achilles tendon for LeBron James 2019 season. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Anyway, let's move on here. What else do we have here? We got game hunter sparks outrage after slaughtering rare giraffe. You know what? I'm not somebody who really cares about that kind of shit, but I do have to agree. I mean, some of you hunters, some of you big game hunters, I mean, you know, I know that the Trumps, you know, his boys are big game hunters and whatnot, but, I mean, man, I'm just not big into hunting for the sake of just killing an animal. All right? I'm not big into that at all. If you're going to kill a fucking animal, then you eat it! If you're going to kill it, you eat it! If you're not going to kill it and eat it, then you're a sick maniac as far as I'm concerned. And this is something that I kind of disagree with the Trump boys on, Eric and Donnie. I mean, I'm not big into big game hunting, man. I don't believe in killing something for the sake of killing something just because. And here you got this woman over here. She looks like, you know, oh, look at me. I think I'm the bitch from the Terminator with all these muscles. I got this gun in my hand. I'm raising my hand in the air with a big dead giraffe in the back of me. So give me a goddamn break. I'm tired of it. Unless you're going to eat the giraffe, don't fucking kill it, man. Why don't you let something in the habitat kill it and eat it? Like hyenas and lions and shit. I'm sorry, man. I just do not believe in killing animals for no reason. All right? Now, I do believe in killing communists for no reason. I just want to Hey, I'm kidding! I was only kidding! Anyway, let's do one more. Let's do one more headline here. Which one do I want to talk about here, man? Because, what the hell is this? Trans to make history competing in Miss Universe? Oh, my God. Who is this? Wait a minute. Is that a trans for real? You see, this is what I don't really have a problem with, okay? If you look like a woman and no one can really tell, then who's looking? Who cares? Why do I even care if you go to a bathroom that's a woman or a man? You know, who cares, right? But if you look like a disgusting piece of slovenly shit where we can tell that you're some dude throwing on a wig and we can just tell you're a dude, I'm not going to take that shit serious. Nor should anybody. You know, because you're a clown. You know? I'm not joking. You're a clown. You know these fucking drag queens and I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of it. Look, if you're going to be a transgendered, look like a fucking woman. Has anybody seen this broad? Has anybody seen this? This doesn't look like a trans, man. This is, well, she kind of looks like one there, but this is. Look, if you're gonna be a woman, then be a woman, all right? Don't fucking sit here and be half-assed, all right? I hate half-ass shit, all right? I don't know. I don't like half-ass trannies. I don't like it. It's lazy. That's lazy shit. It's lazy. I mean, you know who was a lazy tranny? Michelle Obama. That was a lazy tranny, all right? I'm not even joking, man. How many pictures can you find of Michelle Obama scratching her jock and readjusting her schlong? I'm telling you, you can find like at least 10 of them. At least 10 of them. And not only the reason I say she was a lazy tranny is because I don't know if you've seen, but Michelle Obama didn't like to, tuck her fucking big black dingaling back, for a lack of a better term. Did y'all see that one Ellen DeGeneres show when she was dancing with Ellen and a couple other people? Man, her fucking like 9.5 was swinging in her goddamn loose pantsuit. Did y'all see that shit? I'm not joking. I hate lazy trannies. I'm sorry, I hate lazy trannies. Anyway, I'm not going to end it with that. Let's move forward. Let's do one more. Let's do one more headline. One more headline. Man arrested for threatening to chop Rand Paul's head off. What the hell? What the hell is this? Oh man, what's happened to Rand Paul, man? I mean, y'all remember when he got his ribs broken and then miraculously he just changed his politics after he got his ribs broken? Now you've got somebody threatening to to cut his head off? I mean, what is this shit? What is this? This is out of the Courier-Journal. Man allegedly threatens to chop up Rand Paul and his family with an axe. A man is accused of threatening to chop up the U.S. Senator Rand Paul and his family with an axe. The man has been arrested. He allegedly called in the threats to Paul's Bowling Green office. Paul mentioned the attack publicly at an event in Litchfield, Kentucky on Monday. The Capitol Police have issued an arrest warrant for a man who has threatened to kill me and chop up my family with an axe, Paul said. It's just horrendous that we have to deal with these types of things like this. Well, Jesus Christ, man. If you believed everything that somebody said about you, you could probably throw everybody in jail. I wish you would tell us the truth about what really went on, Rand Paul, between you and this miraculous idiot that broke your goddamn ribs, and all of a sudden your politics changed. Your politics goddamn changed, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. One more. I have to say this. What is this? 20-pound bag of human poop dumped on San Francisco sidewalk. What the hell is this? Look at this. 20 pounds of human waste dropped on the San Francisco street corner. This is what happens in liberal cities, folks. This is what you're going to get right here. You're going to get homeless tent cities. You're going to get Skid Row. You're going to get piss and shit all over the streets. I mean, remember that hepatitis A epidemic that was happening all over California? That's because they piss and shit all over the streets. And here you are, you're unsuspecting. You may have a fucking cut on your hand or something. You're sitting down on like a sidewalk. You got your fucking cut hand on top of a sidewalk that was pissed by some hepatitis A fucking homeless person, and before you know it, you got hepatitis A. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is what we're trying to stop from happening to America, folks. Do you understand that? We're trying to stop this from happening. We're trying to stop this from happening to your hometown. And folks, what do you need to know? What more do you need to know than to understand that this is a Democratic-run state, a Democratic-run city, and this is what you're going to get when you get leftists taking over the government. You're going to have trash cities. You're going to have shit in the streets, piss in the streets. You're going to have open borders. You're going to have illegal immigrants superseding the importance of American citizens. I mean, this is what you're going to have. You're going to have crime. You're going to have murder. You're going to have burglaries. I mean, take a look at every city that is ran by Democrats, folks. It's the same modus operandi. It's crime-ridden. It's ridden with homelessness. It's ridden with burglary, robbery, poverty, etc. Lack of economic opportunity. That's how all these Democrat-run cities are run. What is it going to take for you to understand that the Democrats are anti-American, and it almost seems, just based upon their policies that they pass, it almost seems that they get off. They get off on hurting people while they're in power. They get off on passing laws that are oppressive, that piss off their constituency, that are going to make people mad, that are going to take money out of people's pockets, that are going to put criminals next door to you. These Democrats seem that they get a certain gratification by doing this. You can tell. I mean, why exactly, folks, are they making such big-ass hoopla around this immigration child separation policy? When it was their policies, the Democratic policies, that separated more families in this country than any of these goddamn families being separated at the border. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, where are they with the 800,000 children that go missing every year in this country? 800,000 children go missing every year in this country, and the Democrats don't bat an eye. I mean, what about all the children that are parentless and that are in orphanages right now that would love any goddamn buddy to show them some affection, show them that they matter, show them that they care? Where the fuck are you, Democrats, for these American children that need your fucking help? Where are you besides politically exploiting a bunch of immigrants? You soulless pieces of trash! That's why I'm telling you, you emotionally immature people that fall for this Democratic horse shit, you need to start getting emotionally mature, and you need to start getting emotionally mature right goddamn quick! Because if not, they're going to continue to perpetuate this emotionalism on you. And with emotionalism, there is no logic. There is no rational thinking. Just take a look at the immigration situation and the protest this weekend. Take a look at the protest this weekend. There is no rational thinking. And is this what you want? Is this what you want? Take a look at every Democratic-run city, and that's your future. Take a look at California. Take a look at San Francisco, Los Angeles. If you want Democrats, that's your future! And they're going to claim that the homeless, the illegal immigrants, the criminals have more rights than you as a law-abiding citizen. That's what they're going to say. They're saying it now! They're saying it now, for Christ's sake! How much more are we going to take this as American people? How much more anti-Americanism are we going to take as American people? We can't let the Democrats get away with this shit! We can't let them get away with the lies! We can't let them get away with this crap! I mean, what is it going to take for you people to understand that Democrats don't care about you? They don't care about you and what you think, what you want. They just want the power. They'll say, they'll claim, they'll do anything to obtain power, and once they're elected, what do? They don't oblige their constituency. They don't pass laws that their constituency voted in. They become dictators of their own little fucking voted in little position. They become dictators if they're a congressman or a senator. They begin pushing laws and voting for laws that their constituency did not vote them in for. God damn it, I hope you people are waking up right now and realizing how serious politics is in today's America. And why those of us on the right, we have to stick together, for Christ's sake. That's why I keep urging each and every one of you, keep reposting the posts. Keep posting the information. Post it right in the fucking filthy faces of these fucking liberals. Right in the filthy faces of these goddamn Democrats. So they can stop their lies. They can stop their hypocrisy. That's why I'm telling you to spread it, man. God damn it! I will be damned if Democrats are elected in 2018. I will be goddamn. Is anybody listening to me, damn it? Is anybody fucking listening to me? God damn it! I'm talking to you! I'm talking to all of you! I'm talking to all of you! We can't let these fuckers win! We can't let these fuckers win! Do you understand me? Do you fucking understand me? We can't let them win! We can't let these fuckers win! Do you understand me? God damn it! God damn it! Ah! We can't let them win, damn it! Because if these fucking Democrats win, that's it for our fucking country. Do you understand me? If these fucking Democrats win, that's it for our country. Just look at every city that the Democrats run. God damn it! God damn it, fucking pissing me off! It fucking pissing me off! Wake up! Wake the fuck up! Wake the fuck up! I'm talking to you! I'm talking to you that are listening! Wake up! Wake the fuck up! Ah! I'm tired of fucking saying this shit! We gotta get serious! We gotta get fucking serious! God damn! We gotta get fucking serious! Take this shit serious! Fuck! Alright. I'm getting the hell out of here, alright? I'm getting the hell out of here! I'll be back Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Spread the show link around like wildfire, for Christ's sake! Spread the show link around like wildfire! And let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And I love being independent now! The official website, type it in your browser right now, ghost.report. Ghost.report. Alright, spread that show link around like wildfire. Let everybody around the internet and throughout the world, let them know. And by the way, you want to come kick back with us in the True Capitalist Radio chat room, then all you've got to do is go to my Gab account right now. Go to my Gab account, Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost, and hit the subscribe button for premium content. Hit the subscribe button for premium content, and once you do, private message me on Gab and let me know your Discord chat name so I could give you a private invitation to the official chat room of the True Capitalist Radio Show. God damn it, man, I'm fucking pissed. I'm pissed. I hope every one of you understand this, that I take this show serious. Damn it! I take this show serious. Damn it, do you feel it? Do you feel it? Do you feel the anger? Do you feel the fury? I'm taking this show serious, and I hope that you take politics serious too. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm getting the fuck out. Long live the capitalist army, and death to feminism. Death to socialism, and